Hey everybody, welcome back to Kiki Loves Nigeria. Hey, I know I changed the time and we weren't supposed to start to 6:30. So please forgive me, but I couldn't wait because we started school. So when school starts, I get so sleepy like fast. So I know like it's 6, I was like 6:30. I'm gonna be really sleepy by 6:30. So I better get started now. So I apologize. I know a lot of people think we're not gonna start till 6:30, but we're gonna actually start now. So hey, welcome to Kiki Loves Nigeria. And what we're going to talk about today, we're going to continue talking about this expat child syndrome, okay? This expat child syndrome that is impacting children who locate to other countries. It doesn't matter what country it is. It's the children go through this. It's children, teens, and young adults. And this is what the studies were saying by the Psychology Association. The American Psychology Association did several studies actually, about what happens when children, young adults, and teens relocate to other countries. They were interested in this because those are the years of development. Like you go through stages of development, and it's usually early development, middle development. I think it's adolescent and young adult is the next one. And these are like major things happen to you during those periods in your life. Okay. So if you, certain things happen, traumatic things like moving to another country, the studies are showing that this can indeed impact the child's development, the child, the teen, and the young adult, because it's going to have a traumatic effect on them. And they feel like that the studies have shown that this movement has caused depression and anxiety into these people, these children and young adults who've moved to other countries. Okay, so that's what we're talking about, and we're using Gambia. Oh, hey, True Serum, thank you for coming early. I know I changed the time. I'm sorry, but like I was saying, like by 8:30, I have to I have to be in the bed. That's the life of an elementary school teacher. I have to be in the bed because tomorrow I have to go to work and do some stuff for Monday. So I said, no, it's not fair. Let me just go ahead and get on now while I still have some energy. So thank you for coming in early. So I wanted to look at Gambia because I'm familiar. That's the country that I'm most familiar with this repatriation. And you know what I realized today? Well, I realized it a long time ago that these are not repats. Okay, these are not repats unless their ancestors actually come from Gambia or were from Gambia, then they have not repatriated. They're just expats. Okay, so we first need to use first we need to use the correct language when we're talking about them. So that's what I'm talking about tonight. And why am let me go ahead and go by the script because I'm gonna get off. So I'm gonna get off track. So who am I? I am the host of the show. My name is Kiki Loves Nigeria, and I'm just the host. I'm consider myself the messenger because a lot of the community contribute to this show. Okay, it's not just me, it's a whole community that work together to get the information and put these shows together. So, what do we talk about on Loves Nigeria? We talk about everything and anything that will impact your expat journey. Now, remember, I'm not going to say repat anymore because repat is actually the wrong terminology. And I'm not going to use that anymore. I'm not going to just go along with what they're saying because I knew it was wrong, but I was just like going along with it because that's the term they were using. But instead of letting them be wrong, I think I should use the correct term to help educate these people that unless they know 100% and have DNA that they're from that area, then they're not a repat. They're actually an expat. Okay, so that's what my channel is about. It talks about expats and their journey and what happens to them along the way, because terrible things have happened to them. Some good things have happened, but by and large, more terrible has happened than good. And I'm not, and again, everybody knows I say, I'm not saying this to stop people from going to Africa. That is not my intent. My intent on this station is to help you travel to Africa safely, okay, to visit Africa safely. And if you want to be an expat in Africa, then my channel is to help you do that safely and wisely so you don't lose a whole bunch of money and so you don't get scammed. That's what I do. I don't sit over here and my goal is to stop you from going, because like I said, why would I do stop you from going when I go? That doesn't make sense. Okay. But I want you to go the way I go, and I go wisely. I travel wisely. And that's what I want for you all, because all these things that we've talked about on this channel, none of this has ever happened to me. And like I said, I've been to Africa 12 times, planning my 13th trip. None of this has ever happened. I've been to Cameroon. I've been to Nigeria so many times I can't even count. I don't even remember. I've been there so many times. And this is Lagos, Nigeria. And none of this has happened to me. None of it. None of it. So I want to share with you what I know, so you can have the same experiences that I have, a safe experience. That's what I want for you, a safe, fun experience. And that's when I said people need to be educated. People need to know. So that's what my channel is all about. And again, according to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, when we go to Africa, or anywhere in the world, unless you know 100% that you're from that country, you are not a repat. You are an expat. Okay. According to Merriam-Webster's, to repatriate means to restore or to return to a country of origin, allegiance, or citizenship. Okay. So this is not, these people are doing none of that. I don't know how they could have pledged. So say I pledged allegiance. How could you pledge allegiance and you've never been there? You know, how can you, that doesn't make sense. But anyway, unless your ancestors are from the Gambia or a country that you've moved to, you are not considered a repat. Again, according to the dictionary, you are considered an expat. Again, an expat is a person who moves to another country. These people have not repatriated. These people are just expats who are moved, who are living. Let me correct that. People who choose to withdraw themselves from the residence or their allegiance to one's native country. So these people choose to withdraw themselves from residency, and that's exactly what they've done. So they probably don't even know that they're expats, because they withdrew themselves from residency and they're trying to be residents of another country. Okay? So that's what they've done. And that isn't considered an expat, because it is not their native country. So that's the right verbiage, and we need to use the right verbiage, because when we talk about it, people will just laugh at us saying they're not repats. They don't even know what they are. So I want to keep us from looking ignorant when we're visiting countries and when we're relocating to countries. So that's what my channel is all about. So let me go on here and get some of these comments before we started. Hey, True Serum. Hey, everybody. Hey, Miss Greek. Thank you, guys. Hey, Steph. Thank you for joining me again early, because I know I was supposed to start at 6:30. But like I said, I know come 8:30, 6:30, I'm just going to start just yawning, and I don't want to do that. So I'm like, let me just start now. Okay. And this is something else. While I was researching it, I didn't want to just clump all the information together, because this is really important information. Okay. So I didn't want to clump it all together. So I gave everybody their own show. So tonight, I know you thought I was going to do Black Acres. I'm saving Black Acres for last. So tonight we're going to do Summers in Africa, which is a very interesting channel, because her channel, when I was watching it, I really could see exactly what the study was talking about. Like I told you, and her younger children, 5 and under, they don't know anything about America. They don't miss it. They don't like it. When the little baby came here to visit, he was mad. It was funny. I'm going to show you the video. He was mad. He was so mad because he wanted to go back to Gambia. He didn't know anything about America. Okay, so we're going to look at that. And then her teenage kids are completely the opposite, like the study said, because they know America. That's their culture. They have friends here. They bonded with the food. They're bonded with the society. They know what it's like to be an American. So when they have to go to these other countries, it's really hard on them. And you can see that, and especially in her son, her oldest son. I really felt bad for him. I really did, because when kids go through like a depression and anxiety, like the study says, and I'm not saying this, she said her son was depressed. I'm not saying he is, because I'm not a doctor and I can't diagnose anybody. But she felt like he was depressed in America, and when he got to Gambia, the depression went away. But I don't know. From what I see, I don't see that. I see somebody who's really sad and who's trying to make the best of a situation. But I'm going to show it to you guys, and we're going to talk about that. So we're going to talk about summers in Africa tonight to give them their respect so they can have their own show. Because, it's not fair to mix everybody together like that. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Then we'll end next week with Black Acres of the Gambia, because those are really the only ones that I can see who really talk about their children and have the children talk, so we can hear how they truly feel, because we don't know. All right. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Empath in London. Hey, lady, how you doing? Hey, Kiki, you came on early that I know. I know. I'm sorry. Because I was telling everybody, I know me, I'm going to get sleepy because, I'm back to work, and I get up so early, and it's a lot of work. So I'm tired, and then I know tonight I'm used to my schedule now. I'm back to my school schedule. And I was telling everybody by 8:30, oh my God, I'm young. No, really, I start yawning by 7:30. By 8:30, I'm nodding. By 9:30, I'm asleep. Okay. So I'm like, I don't know who I'm kidding, thinking I'm going to be up at 9:30 when I know what starts to happen to me at 7:30. Okay, so I'm like, no, let me just start now. 6:30 is too late. Let's get on here and get it started, so I won't be yawning and embarrassing myself. So, hey, Miss Greek. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Hey, Jam Jars, how you doing? I missed you guys. I thought about you guys all week. That's okay. I just closed from work. I got home. Oh, good. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. So I want to, before we start, let's do this fair use. And I want to do another, let's get started I want to review to you some more. I found another, it's a lot. So this seems to be an issue. This this expat, these expat and these children having issues. This really seems to be something that's going on right now in this world, and people are finally talking about it. But before we do that, I want to do this fair use clause that I had to create. Okay, so I made my own this time. So I want to read to you my fair use before I use these other people's copyrighted material. The content on Kiki Loves Nigeria may contain copyrighted content, not authorized for use by the owner. However, no copyright infringement is intended. Copyright material is used on this channel falls under the Fair Use Section 107 of Copyright A, which states copyrighted material can be used for education, research, teaching, and commentary purposes, which is the explicit goal of this channel. All right, so that's our fair use. Also on this channel, people have a lot of different views, okay, that they express. But for some reason, people think these are my views. And these are not all my views. My views are my views. And I will tell you these are my views. So sometimes people get community views mixed up and they think we all have this same view and then they want to slap it on the channel, and it is not so. So I wanted to do this disclaimer. Also, views expressed, disclaimer. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on Kiki Loves Nigeria belong solely to the author and not necessarily to the community, the host, or the channel people, okay? So whoever wrote it, that's who it belongs to, not everybody on this channel. All right, so now that we got that out the way, let me go back to the script. And so we want to know, why am I talking about this? Well, why am I talking about this? Is because, hey, Chat Lives Matter, I appreciate you guys. I really do. So, hey, Jam Jars, thank you. I miss you guys a lot. I'm like, I can't wait to get back on YouTube. So I'm back. So let me go to the script. So why are we talking about child expat syndrome? Because there's a lot of expats, not all, but there's a lot who are encouraging others to relocate to Africa based on a pure lie. They are not telling us the truth about what is happening to them or their children when they relocate to Africa. They are not shed. So what we do on this channel, we shed light on the situation. We shed light on what's really going on so you can make an informed choice. You can choose to go over there and take your children if you want to. But once you listen to this channel, you'll be able to make an informed choice because you won't have lies spewed to you. You'll have the truth, okay? And the truth is based on fact, not our opinions. So we're shedding light on a situation that is often not talked about. Because if you look, you won't find many videos, you won't find many articles talking about this. This is a whole new phenomenon that psychologists, our researchers are now paying attention to, that what these kids are going through when they move to another country. So where did I get this information? This information came from primary sources. And according to the Library of Congress, I want to read to you what a primary source is, because a lot of you don't know. You really don't. You think you know, but you don't know, because people come on here and tell me that that I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm like, what? What I'm talking about? I'm responding to a research study. I'm responding to their findings. How is my opinion me not knowing what I'm talking about? So I'm like, okay, these people don't know. And then I'm responding to videos. Okay. If I'm talking about somebody's kids, that means I'm going to their house, pretending to be their friend and telling you stuff that you don't know. I'm not doing that. I'm responding to a video that is out for public information on public consumption on YouTube. I'm talking about a study. So people don't even understand what I'm doing on this channel. So they need to just, educate themselves a little bit, because they come on my channel and just look completely ignorant. So I wanted to say what I got the information from a primary source, and I want them to understand what a primary source is. So according to the Library of Congress, a library source, look at that, told y'all. Sleep gonna start kicking in a minute, and it's getting ready to rain too. Oh Lord. Okay, a primary source is a first-hand record of an event, according to the Library of Congress, or a topic created by a participant or a witness in that event or a topic. Primary sources can be a document, a letter, eyewitness account, a diary, an article, a book, a recording, and statistical data. It can be a manuscript or an article or an art object. Primary sources vary by discipline, people. So what is a primary source in my discipline, which is the social sciences, will be a completely different primary source in the hard sciences, okay, which are like medical sciences, the sciences. the hard sciences. Okay, so the primary sources vary from discipline to discipline, and the original source, and they provide an original source of information about an era or event. Some people, so people, please stop saying that I do not know what I'm talking about when I'm simply reacting or responding to a primary source. I'm entitled to my opinion. Just because you don't agree with it does not mean that I don't know what I am talking about. All right. So let's get some more comments before we get on here and get this. Okay. Hey, Miss Patricia, how you doing? The bags. Oh, I saw it, Mr. Johnson. Did you see it? I just saw it before I got on here. You know we talking about that next week. But I feel bad for them. But didn't I tell y'all that was going to happen to them? I told you. I knew it. Because you can't do what they've done and expect things to go well for you. That's just the way it goes. You can't do what they've done. And it's just sad. I felt really bad for them today. When I was watching that video, I was like, oh my God, I feel sad for them. Hello, Kiki. Hey, Places and Spaces. Welcome, everyone. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. All right, now, y'all, let's go down here and let's get started. So, we're going to do a quick recap. Now, this recap of what we talked about, we were talking about expat child syndrome and what happens to your children, young adults, and teens when you just uproot them and move to any place in the world, not just Africa, any place, that they're probably going to suffer from depression and anxiety. Okay. And the only way you're going to be able to help this is if you keep a close relationship with them and monitor them closely. So when you see this coming, you'll be able to intervene. So I found another study. What was an article? And they called this, and this was a website that's dedicated to helping expats, because there's not a lot of resources out there to help expats. So these group of people got together to create this website to give expats information on how becoming an expat impacts your children, how it impacts your money, how it impacts your entire life. So this title of this article was called About the Pros and Cons of Moving to Another Country. So let me pull this up so y'all can see this while I explain to you what this was about. And I thought this was good. This article was really good because they gave both sides. They gave you both sides where you could choose. You could choose what you wanted. You could choose whether you wanted to be, whether you knew this, you knew the truth about it. They gave you both sides of the story. That's basically what I'm trying to say. They gave you both sides of the story. Okay. Because you need to know the pros and cons of moving abroad. Let me make this bigger so y'all can see that. Oh, I can take myself out of it. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Okay, well, let's take myself out of it for that one. Okay, so we're going to show. So this is the article, okay? So let me go back and tell you what they were saying. They were saying in this article, but you're going to get tired of looking at that article. So let me put myself back up here too. Because I know I would. I'd be like, oh, I'm tired of looking at that. So that way you got two things to look at. All right, so the pros and cons. This article talks about what happens when you decide to uproot your family and start a new life abroad, and how you can feel. That he's saying that when you do this, when you first do it, you're filled with so much hope and and excitement. And we've seen this in the expats, especially in the Gambia, even in Ghana, how much hope and excitement these people have when they move to this other country. All right, but he's saying, the guy who wrote this, that we have to take a step back. All right. Even though we're filled with all this hope and excitement, we have to take a step back and consider the impact that this move, this monumental move could have on our loved ones. And all too often, that is not what we do, especially when it comes to our children or our parents that we're leaving behind, like Rick and Cynthia did. Rick's mother is still with us, thank God. This lady has to be almost 80 years old. She begged him not to leave, but he left anyway. He left anyway. Now think of the depression and anxiety that might have caused in his mom because her only child was gone to Africa, relocated to Africa, and took 3 of her grandchildren who were the most vulnerable because they were teens, and one is allegedly disabled, took them to Africa to live. Think how she must feel. And think about how that may have created anxiety and depression in Rick's mother. So that's what they're saying. You have to step back and you got to get out of the la-la land of the excitement and the fun and all that you think you're going to have when you get there, and think about what this is doing to your loved ones and your kids. All right. As well as them saying goodbye to their friends and their families. Because see, they got to say goodbye. And goodbye is a traumatic experience. And that's what you got to understand too. So they're being traumatized to go to this new life where you're saying they're going to be free and feel and fun and have all this excitement. But to get there, you're saying they have to feel trauma first. And that's why he's saying you got to step back and realize what you're doing. The article said you're also taking your children out of their usual surroundings, what they're familiar with. And that's something that's important and that you have to consider. And see, what will they say? Oh, they'll adjust. Their kids, they'll adjust. And I'm sure they will. But at what cost to their development will they adjust? Because trauma impacts your development. And that's what you have to understand. To develop into a healthy adult, you can't have a trauma-filled childhood. And relocating to another country is very traumatic. Like I told you last week, I deal with this on a first-hand basis day to day. I know how traumatizing this is to children who come to America. So I can't imagine what it is for American children who go to another country. I can't even imagine them going through that. And I understand that they're coming here because their countries aren't developed. So just imagine you're taking a child or a young adult or a teen who's from a developed nation and you're taking them to an undeveloped nation. Just think of the impact that is having on that child. Just think of that impact. That has to have some type of harsh reality to these people involved here. All right. But like he said, we don't think about that. We're too filled with the excitement of this move. All right. So he said, not only are you removing them, so they're going to say goodbye, which is traumatizing. We're removing them from what they know, which is traumatizing. And we're asking them, and then on top of that, we're asking them to make new friends with people who are from a completely different culture, where friendship means something completely different than what it means here. And you're asking these most vulnerable people, children, teens, and young adults who are at peak stages in their development, to make friends with people they don't even know, they don't even understand, and to learn a new language. Because to make friends with them, you got to learn the language. They don't speak English. Like, if you don't go to school, people, this is what you got to understand. And I'm not talking about primary school. You got to go. They teach you in primary school, but you got to keep going to school to really understand English. Especially, they won't understand our English. Our English is North American English. They're not taught that English. They're taught British English. So just think, they're going to struggle. The people who can speak English, they're still going to struggle to understand you because you speak North American English. And your children. And your children speak slang North American English. So you're not even thinking or considering that. And now, not only that, they have to go to a new school because they cannot just not go to school. When Bag's kids went there, the two youngest one, I didn't even realize until I was working on the show this week that the boy Raheem, he's young, y'all. That Raheem was 17 when we saw that video last week. Remember, I said one of them didn't say their age. He must have been 17, and I went back and figured it out. He is the youngest, and he is 17. And that's the one they talk about who's down in Kaloli doing what they say he's doing. And that is a shame before God. Because you know why? What the study said, remember the study said these children will get involved with illegal substances. Because of what? Because of the depression and the anxiety. He was 17 years old and he was a football player and he was an athlete. And he looked like he was pretty good. So just imagine, they don't even play football. They don't even play the sports that he loves. And Black Acres didn't even consider that. Black Acres didn't even consider that. So this young man had to create something that they've called him and Ricky Denise. They've had to create something that they've called a third kid culture. And I'm going to talk to you about that. Or is it a third culture kid? Third culture kids. They're third culture kids. And I'll talk to you about that next week, what that is. Because this is what these kids got to create to survive. They got to create this to survive. That's why Ricky Denise is hanging with the Lebanese people. She don't know who she is. She knows she's not Gambian. But they took her when she was, I think, her last year in high school. These two were in maybe junior and senior. It seemed like they're both behind each other. And this is when you uproot them. Even the Summers in Africa, they're her oldest two. The girl is a young adult. She said she was in her 20s. The boy is 18. So they were fully aware of they were Americans. They're fully aware of this culture. But when they get over there, their culture is not the culture. It's a whole entire different culture that they've been thrown into, and now they have to make it work. So and then on top of this, the author said that these parents want these kids to commit to the move just as much as they are. They want them to commit to it. They want them to be excited about it. They want them to buy into it. They don't want them to complain about it. They want them to dislike America just as much as they do. They don't want them to have anything. They're not allowed to have anything negative to say about this journey. They put together the biggest pros. So this is what they did. They put together this article. These people, now remember, these people were either expat children or they were expat parents who've seen their children go through this, who run this website, all right? So they put together the biggest pros and the biggest cons about making these moves to Africa to help you decide whether you want this expat life, whether this expat life is truly right for you. All right? So now let's examine it. Let's examine here and see if this is true, if this is what you want for your family. We're going to look at the pros and we're going to look at the cons of it. All right. So let me go back to your comments before we look at the first one. And let me pull up the pros and cons. Okay. So this is the one we're talking about now. That your children will become bilingual. So you see, he did become bilingual. You see, Doug is bilingual because he went when he was so young. You know, he had to make friends. And Doug, Black Acres' son, youngest son, he seemed like he was more friendlier. I don't know if Summers in Africa's sons know Wolof or anything like that. It didn't seem like it. It didn't seem like he had uh, Gambian friends like Doug. Because remember, Doug is in the village. They made Doug the watchman. Doug had to watch Black Acres. He was nothing but around Gambians. So what else was he had to do? He had to really learn the language to really survive out there. So he had to do that. So let me go back over here. So this is some of the pros that they said that they'll become bilingual. So this is what you got to understand. English is one of the most popular languages all over the world. And it really is. Okay. A lot of people want to learn to speak English. A lot of people want to learn to speak North American English. When I was in Cameroon, they were so impressed that I could speak North American English. They would come over, and I kid you not, and it would make me so angry. They would come over late, and these are grown women in the community, with high status, would come over just to hear me speak English because they were so impressed with the way I spoke English with my North American accent. So people, it's a popular language and people like that language. They like the accent. So there's many international schools that teach English. So if you go to Gambia, I'm sure there's an international school that speaks English, that will teach your kids in English. So the chances are that your child would have to learn to speak another language. So if you can't afford these English speaking schools, okay, your child probably, and even at these international schools, they're going to have to learn this native language. The chances are that your child are going to have to learn this other language if they really want to mix and mingle inside this community, okay? And he's saying that this task can be a daunting task on them to learn this other language. They said, but this is what he suggested. And this is what I liked about this article, that they gave suggestions. So we can give people suggestions. Okay. So what he's saying is, but before you get there, he suggests that you slowly introduce them to the language before you move. So remember when we were looking at Shelbini Social, and that was Nima Diaz's daughter from the Ultimate Relaxation Queen. Remember, Shelbini was studying the language. She was wanting to learn the languages. She knew what the languages were before she got there. That's what they suggest. They said for you to slowly start introducing these kids into the language before they move, so that can give them some form of confidence and ensure that they're able to fully integrate into the society when they arrive, instead of them trying to integrate into the society. So that's what they want you to do. So they want you to introduce them slowly. Start telling them this is the language that you're going to have to do, and let them kind of learn it on their own. Now, so the nature of the education. Now, this is another thing they said you're going to have to understand, and that the nature of their education, that they'll likely be different into than our length, than what they would get here. Okay, so they're saying that they're going to need a lot of support, because they're going to need a lot of one-on-one support. But they want you to check before you get there, okay? Because they want you really to get a tutor. That's pretty much what they're saying. They want you to be sure that you check for the availability of supports at this school for your child, okay? So you want to make sure that this school understands what children go through who are expats and what they can do for them, okay? And you also want to make sure that they have these services available. Now, educating your children locally has several advantages that the study says. It says not only are they likely to pick up the local lingo faster and quicker, but they said private tuition can be expensive. They said they'll make friends and they will feel like they're a part of a community much faster if they're bilingual. Because again, look at Doug. Look how Doug gets along. And you notice most of Doug's friends in the beginning were Africans. They were Gambians. They were Nigerians. Remember, they were Africans. He wasn't with Americans. He was with Africans. But it seemed like something happened, and he's tended to have more American friends toward the end. And now I just don't even see Doug with anybody. He's mainly by himself. And again, they said they'll make friends faster and they'll feel like they're a part of the community when they become bilingual. So of course it helps you if you're already using the language at home before you get there. So they recommend that if you plan on becoming an expat, that you introduce your child to the language before you get there so they can start learning the language before you locate there. All right. So let's look at some of these comments before we get to the cons. Because there's cons. There's always pros and there's always cons. All right. So let me put up the cons. All right. So let's look at your comments. Hey. Okay. Hey, heavy pedal time. I have Kiki left Nigeria. Hangover syndrome. That's funny. Well, hey, wonderful. Good evening, everyone. Hello, places and spaces. Hey, okay, you guys are saying hi. T and K, how you doing? I made it. Good evening, Kiki. Hey, how you doing? Wonderful says thanks for the likes and please subscribe and share. Empath is saying hi. So everybody is saying hi. Hey, Queen Kiki, you survived. Oh, God, yes. And honey, survival is what it was. Oh, God. That's how I felt, too. Like I survived. It was survival. So, okay, you guys are still saying hi. TNK says, I moved back from Jamaica to care for my mom. I don't regret 1 minute. Yeah. Because, see, that's important. That's really important. Like I moved in with my mom to take care of her. And I didn't regret that either. I didn't regret it at all. That was probably some of the best times of my life when I was there taking care of her. My adult life, of my adult life, I would say the time when I moved back home with my mom to take care of her when she was sick, that was probably one of the best moments and memories of my life. Because my mom was really funny and we used to have a lot of fun together. So true. Moving to different country is major. Yes, very major. And people don't realize that. They try to play it down. Excuse me. Or act like the kids don't know what they're talking about. Especially when the parents are not developed. And that's key. I'm sorry, I've been talking a lot all week. That's key. The parents need to be developed. And these parents are not. Yeah, because people don't know what a primary source are. They don't know what primary sources are. Hold on, y'all. Okay. People don't know what primary sources are, and they get mad at me over some research that I didn't even do. I didn't even conduct. Miss Strickland wants to say, I just want to say, as a preacher's kid, I was moved all over the U.S. And yes, it is. Oh, and what's traumatic? All the different teachers and making new friends were crazy. Thank Yahweh. I have had sisters because, wow, that's really sad. It's traumatizing for kids changing schools or districts. So imagine changing countries. Now add parents that didn't have a plane, and didn't have a plan, profession, let alone a job. Wow. And that's what it was saying. The parents aren't stable. Yeah, it's really sad. When you're raising kids, they need their needs come before yours. Yes, and people, these new parents, or what Rick and Cynthia are old parents, they don't understand that. Wow, yes. And he was good. You could tell he was good. And when he came, y'all, he was all buff and he looked so different than what he looked like now. So I can't even imagine what he went through. Because most men who are jocks, they're like, they still play football. They play till they can't play anymore. So just imagine, you have to have money for private expat schools. They are with other expats. So they are with other expat. Yes. So they're with other expat kids. So they're pretty much all going through the same thing. Whatever country they're coming from, if they're an expat kid from whatever a different country, they're going through the same thing. So they're going to share experiences. And that's what he's saying that is very important. Even he recommended that you get them a tutor so the tutor can teach them the language and kind of ease them into the culture so they're just not thrown into a school where they don't know. Like Harmony's kids. Remember Harmony's kids who went to that school in the village and how they were having so many problems? Harmony from Family Exodus. Remember that, y'all? They were picking on the kids, Harmony's little kids, and she had to take the kids out of school. Remember that? I'm seeing a bunch of selfish people who are putting their wants over what's best to ground their kids for life. Yes, they are. Fishing Finishing my statement, my sisters were and still are the best friends. I won't even talk about the fights. When we are new, everyone wants to try you and my sisters and I. See, so just think, and that's what these kids was going through. That's what Harmony said her kids were going through. I guess they thought, and then somebody else, I forgot who that was. I was talking to or something. I was a video, but they were saying that their kids were getting bullied for like money and their things that the American kids will get, and not the American kids, just the foreign kids, period, will get bullied for their things. They get bullied for their things. Okay. I am sure Africans with money send their kids overseas for universities. They do. TNK says, Wonderful says, I know that it's disturbing to see these kids who have no future with these unstable women. Yes, it is. It's very disturbing. That's why we needed to talk about this. We had to put this out here because nobody is, and you can look and see no videos are out there about this. And this is something serious because they said, even when they come back, okay, remember Black Acres' daughter, the oldest one, she came back. The one that's 28, she came back. But they said, even when you come back, you still have problems because you've been in another country for so long, you don't even know what's going on in this country anymore. You don't know how to fit into this country anymore. So you're going to have problems trying to fit into this country now. So yeah, this stuff is real. Some parents do not instill in their children to excel in their own walk of life. No, they don't, and they should. The chat is cutting off my conversation before I am through typing, but all I understand is yeah, we understand what you're trying to say. I wonder if they give you a limit. They might give you a limit on what you could say, like the words, like how long a number of words you could say. Bags did not have the money no, they didn't have the money for it. But they said Ricky went to high school and graduated, but I don't know what high school. Yeah, YouTube gives a certain number of characters per the chat. Yeah. The older girl places and spaces says the older girls have to cut their hair and wear uniforms, unlike in the US where they dress how they want. Oh, see? That's why they all have those short haircuts. I was wondering what that was all about. So you think the American kids are going to do that? They can be traumatic. That can be traumatic for some kids. It is. I just wouldn't drag my kids there unless I had close family ties, and I didn't mean just an African husband. Exactly. Exactly. You got to have more than that because you got him, but who do the kids got? The kids don't have him. He's not their primary person they're going to go to. They still trying to get to know him and the culture. So they're going to even feel more isolated because you're going to go do things with him and the kids are going to just be all alone. Not everyone has a loving relationship with their older parents. Oh, I see. Honey, I see. T&K says that's true. Stephanie says, welcome to our show. And please give our video a like and share. And please consider subscribing and share the video. Thank you so much. Especially if their parents are narcissists. That's true. She right about that. If your parents are, most of my friends whose parents are narcissists, they don't have any relation. If they have a relationship with them at all, it is a very small relationship. Kiki, do you have your water bottle? Yes. I was trying to take a sip, but I needed to take a lot. You have a dry cough too. I don't know what the hell it is. It's I don't know. I'm gonna make some tea. But you remember I'm with them little kids, honey. And I need to take my vitamin C and get my mask. And I'm gonna wear one next week. Because when we do reading groups, they're right up in my face. So I'm gonna wear my mask next week for sure. And I got some ginger, so I'm making ginger tea. Wear your mask when you go out. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna start. Yeah, I'm gonna start. Me too. It's rainy. It's T&K. It's rainy. It is rainy weather. Yep, it's raining here. And it doesn't normally rain like that here. You will not see most Asians in public without masks. I think about it. Exactly. I'm not opposed to wearing a mask, but when my doctor doesn't know what I have. What? Oh, you said you had a dry cough. Is that what you said? Hold on. Wait a minute, because y'all know I'm trying to go through these comments fast. Oh, do you take blood pressure medicine, T&K? She said, I have a dry cough and I don't know what. Okay, T&K, do you take blood pressure medicine? Because some blood pressure medicines will make you have a dry cough. Okay. And I think, what is that one? It starts with an L that will cause that. Okay. And they won't know what it is. But some doctors will know right off, but others won't. And it's because I think they call it alpha blocker or an ACE inhibitor or something. It does something that causes you to develop a dry cough. Because my grandmother was taking that, and nobody ever knew what it was after she passed away. Then I found out what it was, but it makes you have a terrible cough. But if you take blood pressure medicine, that might be what it is. There is a YouTuber, Ashley in Africa, whose children seem to be adjusting very well and living in Tanzania, and she's moved to South Africa. But just think about that. They moved to Tanzania, now they moved to South Africa. How well could they really be doing? You know, how old are they? I keep losing my internet connection. Is it raining? Okay. If you put Western privileged kids into a village school where they're going to be issues. You need to put children in schools where the other children have similar access to high living standards. And I think that's what was happening with Harmony's kids. It was not good at all. Moving around kids, no, it's not good. That's why I'm like, then you going from Tanzania. Now, I think I seen her too, or somebody was talking about her, or she was talking about something. I can't remember, but I seen a video of hers or something. But no, that's not good at all. Kids have to have stability to develop. They got to have a stable home. They can't be moving around like that. That messes them up because they're constantly saying goodbye. They're constantly saying goodbye. And after a while, they're going to develop some type of attachment disorder. Okay, some type of attachment disorder where they're constantly used to relationships ending. And that's not good. They won't be used to stable relationships, long-lasting, stable relationships. I have never taken my mask off since I know that's right. Only schools where kids have to put their hair are likely to be low to medium cost schools. Oh, so the kids who got to cut their hair, that's low to medium. So the high where you paying big money, you don't have to cut your hair. High quality schools do not ask girls to cut their hair. See? Okay, she's at, yeah, you might have a dairy, what you call it too, intolerance. Don't forget vitamin D. Okay. How many of these expats has offered that level of schooling? Not many of them, I can tell you now. Not many of them, because the parents don't think about their schooling when they go there. They don't sit and think, I need to think about how I'm going to pay for my child's school fees. All they're thinking about is how they're going to pay for that leased land. And in Gambia, it's for 30 something years or 20. No, it ain't 30 years. Excuse me. It's 21 years. The 31 years one didn't pass. So it's 21 years. So thinking about how they're going to get this leased land and build this house or whatever, they're not thinking about their kids' education. I'm lactose. Okay. Ooh, where did I go? Ooh, I jumped in the wrong place. Okay, we were down here. Hold on, let me figure out where we are. Yeah, because that was let me go back. Attachment disorder. Yes, because that's what's going to happen. Yeah, attachment, not adjust. Is it adjustment or attachment? It's attachment, because the way they attach to people won't be normal. You know what I mean? They won't attach to people like normal, because they always got this anxiety that this person is not going to be around long, because I'm used to relationships ending. African Goddess says, I just don't think you should do it if you can't give them you should not. She's right. If you can't give them what they're used to here, you shouldn't do it. That's it. Lisinopril, that's it. Miss Strickland, lisinopril. Check T and K. Do you take lisinopril? Because lisinopril will cause that, or medications like lisinopril. 2,000 to 5,000 vitamin D per day. Okay, so y'all saying that that's good to take, so let me start taking that too. But I think you could still take the does the vitamin D hurt you if you're lactose intolerant? The vitamins? Okay, so we got that. Oh, thank you, Miss Strickland. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. So attachment disorder. See, I think the attachment disorder. So these people, and a psychologist, like I told y'all, they wanted to coin a new phrase. So they came up with this. But it was more, I guess it's right, because they're talking about a certain group. They're talking about a certain group. So that's why they gave it that theory. Oh, so they said attachment disorder is a condition that hinders the formation of secure emotional bonds, affecting a person's ability to form and maintain relationships. So see, it's going to impact them. It will have an impact, whether you know it or not, because you're used to moving. So you're not used to a secure relationship. So you're not going to have a clue how to have a stable, secure relationship. All right, so let's go down here. Hi, Angela. How are you? Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Patricia. Miss Strickland, that was nice. London lady, my sister's 3 sons spent 5 years in Gambia with their father. They drive there and fitted into school well. I also do well in college, and they also do well in the UK in college. Is their dad Gambian, London lady? Because I don't think they were looking at people. They were looking at people who both of their parents were just from the UK, and all they knew were UK. That's what they looked at. They're talking about people who don't, all they know is UK. And a lot of these people who wrote these studies were from the UK, and these articles are from UK. So they looked at UK, they looked at United States. So like the criteria, remember we talked about the criteria for the study, is that they had to be like from here, both parents, not one was from there, because things are going to change. Because remember when the one man was on here trying to tell us something crazy last week? So that's what they got to pay attention to. Yeah, we're both parents there. Probably because the father is oh, you answer right here. The father is Gambian, though the youngest stayed with the Gambian auntie. So see, that's the big difference. My young adults are too busy to come to Africa. That's me, heavy pedal time. They too busy. I try to talk them into going. They like, no, we not going. And my one says, oh, it's too hot. That's his excuse. It's too hot. The Africans want their children in the land of opportunity. I wouldn't uproot my children to bring them somewhere the locals don't want them to be. I wouldn't either. African Goddess says parental relationships and school. Yeah, parental relationships and school are important. That's true. Okay. Also, the parents are African and the children have understanding of the African culture. Yes, that experience will be completely different than if it's two Americans who are just don't know anything about the place, or two UK people who don't know anything about the place. Okay, no, just their dad. My sister was studying a master's. Okay, so let's go back to our notes. We got caught up. Good, because I'm trying to stay caught up. So the con was you'll disrupt the kids' education. Let me repeat that. He said, these people, this article said, the con, yeah, they may become bilingual because they're forced to become bilingual to integrate in this society. But he said the con is you'll disrupt their education. And that's it. That's a big con of moving there that they're not telling you, that you're going to disrupt your kids' education. He said that's one of the biggest drawbacks to moving to another country with your children, is that their education, not maybe, but will likely be disrupted. They will be studying, first he said they're going to study a different curriculum, which is true. That one in the Gambia is not the same as the curriculum in North America, okay? It's not the same. You're not going to study the same subjects. You're not going to study the same way. Also, you're going to study in a different language. And their previous skills and qualifications that you had in the United States, they won't even matter once you get to a Gambian school or a university. So basically, you're going to have to start over. So the chances that they'll be learning about different things, and they're saying that this can lead to a real culture shock depending on their age. Now, like Summers in Africa, she got kids from all ages. It's like she got the big kids, the two, the boy and the girl, and then she has all these little bitty kids. Now, the 5 and under kids, they say will do well because they're not used to America. So if you take them, they'll do okay. But the ones that are older, they're going to go through, older than 5, they're going to go through some type of culture shock. They're going to go through that, whether they tell you or not. They're going through some type of culture shock. And they said that that's why you need a good school, because a good school will ease their transition. They suggest working with your child's former school. Now, this I thought was a good idea. So if you know you're going to leave, they suggest that you work with your child's school or their child's teacher to create a plan that will help that child transition easily to that new school in another country. They also suggest that timing is critical. They said, if possible, go visit that country in the summer, so the child or the young adult or the teen can get used to, can get an opportunity to see where they're going to be moving to before they have to just go there and settle. They also said, if you're going to move during the summer. So the summer months can give the child, teen, or young adult time to settle. All right. They said research the local schools with applications. So you'll know when applications are due. You know how they do placement steps, placement testing. So they're saying to make sure you do all of that before you go there. They're saying timing is very important when you move your child. They said if you start your classes, the kids in midterm, say you move there after rainy season, all right, and their school has already started, then the child is going to be messed up because they may be in midterm and the child is just coming in. And he said, the article said, that's just going to cause your child to have more stress. But the good thing, he said, your child will grow closer to you. Moving away like that, this article said, will cause your child to grow closer to you. So that was a good thing. That was a positive thing that he felt. This article felt that was one of the pros, is that you and your child would probably grow closer, but that is not the case in Black Acres. Well, I'll say with with Ricky Denise, it seemed like they grew closer, but it seemed like with Doug, the youngest boy, the football star who had to leave his football career, it seems like it was the opposite. So let's look at what they say about that. Another advantage of relocating is that your children will become more reliant on you and their siblings for support. Like Miss Patricia just told us, her and her sister stuck together. That's what helped them survive, was the sisters sticking together and supporting each other. And social interactions, at least in the short term, moving to a strange, faraway location can be daunting, but it will bring you closer together as a family. And again, this is a pro. This is one of the positives that could happen. For Miss Patricia, it did happen. For who was that? Ricky Denise and Cynthia, they seem to be really close. It did happen. But it will bring strengthening your bond. You will be experiencing new cultures together for the first time. And it also seems like Shelbini and her mom, it brought them closer together also. You'll be experiencing new cultures together for the first time and make some memories that will last a lifetime. Preempting your move with a few weeks holiday, that what we just said, preempting the move, going there a few weeks early, can be a good way to ease the pressure. Easing the pressure will help create a positive first impression, according to the HSBC study. Most expats say that moving abroad has had a positive impact on their children and their family. They set aside time in the early days to explore the town. Like, remember when Rick and Cynthia was going through the town, showing us the neighborhoods? So they said you set aside to do that. So they set aside time to find grocery stores and to make connections. All of the above will ease, they said, the transition. But there's also cons. Yes, the cons. And the cons is what I see in the other boy. What's his name? What's the boy's name? Doug. All right, let's talk about the cons. The unfortunate truth is that upping your children can be traumatic. We just said that, especially for older kids who have strong ties to their community. Like Doug, he was a football player. He had very strong ties to the community, and upping them can be very traumatic. All right, whether it's thought out or whether it's the thought of missing friends, family, boyfriends, or their home, you should prepare yourself for some difficult conversation. Accept that they may resent you for tearing them apart from their current life. Make sure you keep in touch with make sure they keep in touch with their friends on social media and FaceTime them. Okay? So make sure they do that. Make sure that they keep in touch. So they should have made sure Doug stayed in touch with his football friends back home. Because you see, Ricky Denise stayed in touch with her friend Gabby. Remember how Gabby used to come visit? That's very, very important. Doug, I never seen any of his football friends come visit. You have to include conversations about relocating with your kids early in the process. They're more involved. The more involved they are, the more they notice I'm sorry, let me get this straight. The more involved they are, and the more they notice, they are less likely to object to the move. Okay. So the more they evolve, the more they are involved in the move. Okay. The more they feel like they're a part of the move, he's saying that they're less likely to reject and object to the move. Okay. As parents, it's also important to encourage discussion and listen to their children. It's so easy to get caught up in the excitement of the move. Remember, the stress of moving and forget about our kids' feelings and emotions. Some will be feeling losses, others anxiety, and they might not be able to voice their concerns for fear of upsetting or offending you. And that's what I've seen in a lot of these videos, especially this one I'm going to show you about Summers in Africa. He just was so reluctant to talk because you could tell he was just so reluctant because he didn't want to upset or offend her, both of them. So try to create an open dialogue. So the people are saying that they'll also want another pro is that they'll experience a different way of life. And it's true. But the con is they'll miss everything back home. So they're saying it's important, finally, it's important that you mention to their children, to your children, that without a doubt, that you understand and that you know that they're going to miss their old life back home. Okay. And even that you like somebody said last week, they gave their kids everything they could when they lived abroad, but they still missed home. Even if you give them everything abroad, you got to understand that the chances are that they will have an experience, a culture shock. And it's important that you acknowledge this and offer them support. He tells you to keep your eye open on their attitudes and watch out for changes in their behavior. Again, keeping an open dialogue is important here. The more transparent you are, the more support you can offer them. Language and culture barriers and time will adjust, but they'll get their okay, so hold on. They're saying in time, language and cultural barriers, they can adjust to that, okay? But they're saying you're going to have to help them get through this transition period. Now, this is what I want to share with you before we look at these videos. This is the last thing about this article I'm going to share with you because I got to give you some facts. I don't like to just come on and talk about what I think and what I feel. Okay. I want to give you some factual information that you can use to help you make factual decisions. So there's in this article, he says that those aged 10 and under, let me pull that up so y'all can see that. Okay. They'll miss home. Yes, they will. So all those people saying they're not going to miss home, that's a lie. So you need to understand that they are going to miss home. And he said 10 and under find it easier to form new friendships and learn a new language faster than older children. So 10 and under. The other group I was researching, he said 5. So this is another group. They're saying 10 and under. For teenagers, it might be worth considering a personal tutor to help them adjust because this is going to take harder. It's longer and more complicated for teenagers to adjust. They also suggested that you get a counselor to help them adjust, which is going to be expensive. And you know they ain't doing that. Now, tonight we're going to continue, like I said, with this study, this case study of children, teenagers, and young adults in Africa. And we're going to also include, like I said, it's believed, allegedly, that one of Blackacre's children is disabled. Now, how do you think that impacts a child that's disabled, a young adult who's disabled? So again, we're going to talk about that next week. Now, let me introduce you to Summers in Africa. Okay, let me pull her up so you guys will know who she is. Because some people may not know who Summers in Africa is. She is a lady who is from She's from the United States. Pull up this video. What's the first one I want to show you? She has 9 kids. She's just, the first one we're going to look at is, let me see the first video we're looking at is a day in her life. We're going to look at a day in her life so we can get a little background information on who she is. Okay. She has, I believe, when at the time of this video, she had 8 kids, and they were ranging from different ages. And these 8 kids were all in Gambia with her. These 8 kids were all in Gambia with her, and she has 2 teenagers who are with her. Her husband, I believe, he's still in the United States. I think he works here. Wait, I need to drink some water. I think he works here, and they live in Africa. I think they live in Gambia. I think that's the way it goes. All right, so let's check out a day in her life so we can get a little background on her so we can kind of understand what's going on with this lady. And we can kind of understand her kids, what's going on with them. And see how you can see that they're pretty much going through exactly what this man said they were going through. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I did do the fair use. I forgot. Okay.
Thank you, bud. Yeah, so we actually have to get there to find out whether they have the bread or not. Come on, sweetie. And then if they don't have the bread, then we'll just go to another shop. So let's see. Come on, Issa. Come on, Issa. The bread. We got 10. Sometimes they put chocolate for the kids if the kids want chocolate. So we're gonna cut that one in half, and Ismail and Issa are gonna have chocolate. Someone behind me. But yeah, so this actually cost $3 USD. This was $3 because I got coffee too. So I got 10 mini loaves of bread, and then I got some coffee for myself, and it came out to $3 USD. So usually first I have bread and coffee.
I think Gambia is expensive. I'm sorry. That's tapalapa bread. That's like their traditional bread. So she got 10 loaves, but you got to understand how little they are. They're not loaves like a loaf. They're short like breadstick, a little longer than a breadstick. It's a little longer than a breadstick, and it's about the width of a breadstick, but it's denser than a breadstick. It's really dense. I'll say it's the size of 2 breadsticks put together, maybe not even that long. Now, that to me was expensive, $3, and she's spending $3 every day, twice a day, because she goes and gets this bread at night also. And I guess they live like Gambians because that's what the Gambians do. So they eat this bread and they drink this tea.
In the morning, and then I make my healthy smoothie. So that's what I'm doing this morning. I'm gonna have some bread and coffee, and then I'll make my smoothie. When I first moved to Gambia, I actually stopped drinking coffee because I was a diehard Starbucks coffee drinker every day, and they don't have Starbucks here. So it was very difficult for me to drink any other kind of coffee. It just didn't taste right, and it wasn't strong enough. So I actually gave up coffee.
Okay, the fact that she says she's a diehard Starbucks drinker, Starbucks coffee is expensive. So that lets you know she's from a certain class in the United States, okay? Now, this class she comes from, I'm not sure how she's sacrificing and adjusting like this in Gambia. Because this is the lady, you should see what they're going through. One night it was raining, and it was like raining through the house. Like her family be going through it over there. So, like they were saying, the status where you come from, you're bringing these kids from a developed country to an undeveloped place. and not thinking of the impact that this has to be having on them.
Coffee like for months, really like almost 6 months, but then I started back drinking it, and now I just drink
Nescafe, what everybody else drinks.
So for breakfast, I'm having some fava beans, a few veggies chopped up, and then the bread that I just got.
Now look at that. This is no lie. This is no lie. Now just imagine you giving your child this to eat for breakfast in Gambia. Or you just giving them this bread. See, she probably done cut it in half and gave the other half to somebody else. Told y'all the size of a breadstick, the width, but it's a little thicker. It's a little thicker. Yeah. Wow. But just imagine, this is what you're giving to your teens, and this is what you're eating. Y'all think they enjoying that?
I do tend to eat very small little mini meals throughout the day. I definitely don't eat a heavy breakfast, but a little later on in the day, I'll actually have a smoothie that'll be jam-packed with a lot of nutrients, but I'm just starting my day off like this. So this is breakfast. I definitely enjoy my coffee like this, black and without any sweetener in it. What a relaxing therapeutic bath.
I'm sorry, I cannot believe she called this a relaxing therapeutic bath. It's a bath in a bucket. When I was little, my grandma used to have she had a steel one of these, and she used to give her grandkids baths in these buckets. I don't think that was relaxing or therapeutic. This is a bath in a bucket. Okay, y'all? And I think it's outside on top of that. So see, this baby don't know no difference. He don't know no difference. But you take one of our other older kids over there, an 11-year-old, 10-year-old, and tell them to go outside and take a bath in a bucket. Oh no, that ain't happening.
Salwa, salwa, salwa. In Gambia, I got these weights here in Gambia, and then I brought my.
So she works out. This is her little smoothie.
2 tablespoons of chia seed.
That's one of the kids.
Get the amount that I'm supposed to tolerate, like seeing the pieces.
But this is what I thought was interesting. She's gonna say she went to Gambia before because of the food and everything. But look at what she's making, just a typical smoothie that she would have to get here. This isn't something that you can only get. The chia seeds, all that. Where'd you get all that from? You know, this is stuff that you make here.
In there, and then I actually don't measure my water. This is just sometimes I have to add a little bit more, but I'll just. He always gotta be saying something stupid. Come on, let's go.
I know you better drink that. In her room.
All right, now they about to go somewhere, her and her kids. And something I'm
just trying to see what triggered the attitude, but I know you better drink that. In her room. And then I
said, Adam. He always gotta be saying something stupid. Come on, let's go.
So did you hear what she just said? To Adam is the boy. This is Adam, and this is all of Adam's little brothers and sisters. Okay, and she said Adam said something. I don't know what Adam said because he whispered it, but she heard what he said, and she said Adam's always saying something stupid. Okay, so that tells you what's going on with Adam. So is this growing closer, or is this feeling resentment?
God damn, I know one thing.
Issa, your shirt's on backwards, bud. Come on, let's go. It's okay, don't worry. Let's go.
This is all the kids running down there. That's Adam, and I think that's the oldest daughter. The rest is their little brothers and sisters that they, I'm sure, have to help take care of. So do we see growing closer together? Do we think this is from what we're seeing? And we're only commenting on what we're seeing. Does this seem like this relationship is one that's growing closer together because of the move? Or is it developing resentment? because of the move.
Only until we move to Gambia could going to the beach actually be a lifestyle. It doesn't matter what time of year. We're able to just come to the beach without all of this drastic, long, drawn out, stressful planning. Like, you know, we can just decide at the last minute to come to the beach and enjoy a beautiful day.
Now, that's not actually true, because all you have to do is move to a city on the East Coast, on the West Coast, even in southern the United States, even up in Michigan, the Midwest up towards Michigan, upper Michigan. You can, even in upstate, it's Ohio, no, even, yeah, some parts of Ohio even have islands. So you can, and if you want the ocean, you can go to the coast. So that's not true. You can move to a city that's right there by the ocean, where you can walk to the ocean. That is not true. There's places like that in the United States. So to say that's the reason you move, that's not a valid reason, because that's not even the truth. There's cities like that here.
What I love the most about Gambia is that you can enjoy a beautiful, simple, and peaceful life on very little money.
Well, we know that ain't true. We know that's a whole lie right there. And all those kids, she just said she spent $3 a day on bread, probably twice a day, because they eat bread in the morning, they eat bread at night before they go to bed. So you think the average Gambia is spending $6 a day? That's $30 a week.
The what?
Rapper named NBA Youngboy.
Adam, really?
Yeah, I think they're together.
So that's her teenage son, Adam. So he was probably about 16, because he's 18 now. So I would say he's 16. And you know what it's like being a 16-year-old in the United States. So think what it's like for him to be uprooted from the United States and moved to Africa, to Gambia of all places.
Right.
You want to say that on video? You want to say that on video? Todd, you ain't that brave, huh? Take her. Take her so I can go down to the water.
You want to go?
Yeah.
Well, this is just her. This is pretty much just her showing her kids, what she does in her life with her kids. So I wanted to use that video to introduce you to Summers in Africa and her kids. Now she has 9 children. She used to have 8. Now she has 9. Do Black Americans realize that they are expatriates from all over the world in different African countries, and their kids are going to schools and they're taught in English? Do we realize that there are expats from all over the world in different? No, I don't think they do. And their kids, no, I don't think they realize that. I don't think they realize that. I don't think they realize that. Does a parent still need permission from the other parent for the child to travel outside of the U.S.? I believe so. But I'm going to talk about that one next week too, because I want to know about disabled people, because that disabled person doesn't have a choice. You know, who's speaking for them? You know, where's the guardian ad litem? Who's the lawyer speaking for the disabled kid? Like in Black Acres case. What if their allegedly disabled son didn't want to go to Gambia? Did he have a choice? Somebody needed to make sure he had a choice. I agree, because I saw a video of U.S. kids who were struggling in the Gambia. Oh, what's the video, Angela? Tell me, because I want to see it. Yes, you've got to have a good, steady source of income. A lot of the YouTubers are barely surviving. Yeah, they are. That's true. Most of the schools most of these schools we discuss can't afford to send the kids to no, they cannot. Many of these kids say, although they fit in color-wise, the culture, food, and language, it is different. This is exactly what the other study said last week. It said exactly what you said. All of that is different. And that's what the third culture kid is saying, that these kids, they don't even know what culture they belong to. They're confused about their cultural identity. Most of these people will cannot afford, no, they cannot afford international schools, y'all. Take True and YouTube Money Bear, it does. Yep, all my nephews speak Wolof fluently, can move about Gambia without issues. In phase one, in fact, one of them married a Gambian girl and they welcomed a daughter. Oh, congratulations. But they came to UK and the baby was born here. Oh, congratulations. Many Black Americans are ignorant of how African countries work and how to relate with the people in Africa. Majority are not exactly. Yes. Well, you must just be coming on here because we've been saying that for a long time. Is Rick and Cynthia's son married to no, they're not married at all. Of course, they had the baby in the UK, TK says. They know the advantage. So without saying it, they know UK is better for them. When Black Americans move to African countries, they don't interact with the right circle. We've been saying that, y'all. A circle of Africans that can help them navigate the countries they are visiting and relocating. That's what we do on this on this channel. We teach them how to do that. Why would they not be ignorant of how something works somewhere else? Right. They don't know. It's like they're ignorant to how things work over here. They don't know how it works over here till they get here, till you're exposed to it. So everybody's ignorant of other people's culture unless you look at it. And then there's some things you're not going to know till you get there. So you're right, Chat Lives Matter. TNK, it just makes it easier to travel about, and the baby gets dual nationality automatically. Not sure I agree with the idea that UK being better for them. It depends on each individual circumstances. Is there any access to contraception in Ghana or Gambia, etc.? I'm sure it is. The whole family can come and go as they please. You know what? I don't know. I take that back because some countries don't believe in that. Yes, there are easy access to. Okay, she said it was. Good. African countries is not as organized as European countries, but there are opportunities to make money and life is slow. All right, now let's go to our next video. Now that we met Miss Summers in Africa, I forgot that lady's name. I think it's Amina. So now I want you to look at this video. Poor little Adam. Adam is struggling bad. He's struggling hard. But his mom, she doesn't realize Adam's struggling. But in one video, she said he was depressed when he was here. But she thinks the depression went away when he was in Gambia. But I don't think so. And just from working with kids, remember I worked at a credit recovery high school. So I worked with teenagers and young adults who had problems, who had issues. And I can tell from his body language, I can tell from the way his conversation, his remarks, that this young man is still, in my opinion, and I'm not diagnosing anybody, I'm just telling you what I think and what I feel, which makes it my opinion. I feel like this young man is having a really, really hard time. And, it's just really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate because his mom doesn't see it. She thinks he's actually doing much better. All right. So let's look at this one. Now this video, she does an interview with her kids and on what they like about Gambia, just asking them random questions about Gambia, right? Now, when I was watching this video, all I thought about was the resentment. The resentment. Remember, they said they can either go closer to you or they'll resent you for moving them away. Now, notice how Adam acts in this video. Adam probably doesn't even realize what's going on with him. He probably just knows he has a ball of emotions. He can't define any of them. And he just has to deal with these emotions. He doesn't have any counseling. He doesn't have a teacher he connects with. He doesn't have a football coach he connects with. He doesn't have anybody. He got his friends now. I'm going to show you in the end, the last video. And I think it's wonderful how these young men have bonded together and made a social network amongst themselves, and how they depend on each other and how they really love each other. But again, this is what they had to do to survive, because it was like they were just basically outcast. So let's watch this one. This is when, again, she's asking them questions about what they like about being in Gambia.
Teenagers in the world.
I'm glad you got that on video.
I thank a lot for you guys. I am so grateful. Yeah.
All that kid noise, I don't know why she thought that was a good idea for an intro. Okay, let's play it now.
I cannot believe y'all left me about to get me ran over. Like, really? Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Leaving me across the street like that. Let's cross. All right, guys, here we are. King Baker. I hope to God they have salad in here.
They don't. See, typical American kids, chips on pizza. You know, that's what they do. The typical American kids.
This is my shrimp fried rice. This is the first time I'm having shrimp fried rice. This is a lot. This is the first time I'm having shrimp fried rice since we've been here. So I'm working on my summer fitness goals, guys. So I'm only gonna eat about a fourth of this. What about you, Aaliyah? you eat. You're gonna help me.
These spicy chips on the pizza.
So that's the daughter. I think she said she was 20. She was 18 at this time. And
It tastes good, guys.
this is 2 years ago.
It actually does taste like Chinese food. Hopefully it's a lot healthy. Oh, you better not give her a pizza.
To the point.
She wants some.
No, no.
She wants.
Selwa, no, you're not having pizza. We're non-dairy. These kids are breaking all the rules. Oh, I'm gonna post. I think a lot for you guys need quality time too.
338. So
I'm serious. Y'all are the best teenagers in the world.
I'm glad you got that on video.
I think a lot for you
Look
guys.
at the little boy's eye contact with her. That's something I noticed. She'll look up and talk to her. This baby don't even look at her. He don't even pay. He didn't even look at her. He's just looking away while she's talking to him.
I am so grateful. Y'all such good.
Look at him.
Y'all such good kids, mashallah.
He's not laughing. He's not joking. This is not, in my opinion, from working with children, just my background, the student development. This child, Adam, is going through it. Adam is going through a lot more. His nonverbals is telling me he's going through a lot more. And his verbals, wait till you hear his verbals.
Post that.
Oh, I'm gonna post it.
I'm gonna screen record it.
Screen record it.
Only so it don't get
That's why you clearing your throat. He's clearing his throat because he knows he's about to act up.
Okay. Don't put my phone away.
He's about to act up how? Because he's about to tell the truth. because he's not gonna. What did they say? How they make them follow the script? They make them follow the rules. They make them say certain things, and they're scared they're not gonna say things that the thing that they want them to say. So that's what she just said. Basically, he know he's about to act up. He know he's about to break the rules. He's about to tell the truth about how he feels.
Who's going first? All right.
Y'all. Okay. Did y'all see all of that? Oh my God, this is bad. Did y'all see all of that? Did y'all see all of that? She said, who's going first? He ignored her once again. No eye contact, said nothing. And then start talking to the sister. Because these two probably have become closer, because what did they say? The siblings, these two, will start to depend on each other because they're going through it together. But the mom and him,
Never lose.
How was your life improved since moving here?
That's what it says.
So the question was, how was your life improved since you came to the Gambia? His response was, is that what it said?
How was your life improved since moving here?
That's what it says.
He don't want to answer.
Quality time with your family.
He don't want to answer that. That's what he said. He said, is that what it said? Like, do they really want me to answer that question?
Stop.
That's what it says.
What about spending quality time with your family?
Stop.
Now, that was his response to spending quality time with your family. Remember, it's the study said, the article, what did they say? You're going to spend more time with your family. You're going to grow closer together. And if you don't go, but what did he say? But if you don't grow closer together, the kids are going to resent you. So you can either, it's a toss up. We could grow close. That's why she's teasing him. And that's why they're laughing. And you see what he's doing? Oh, this is really sad. People, you need to recognize what's going on. Don't believe the hype. Believe what you see. Believe what Adam is showing you. Okay?
Oh, Allah.
I am going to respect you.
Oh, Allah. Are you going to answer the question or not? I would have been laughing when I tried you. I don't have the patience for this.
Oh, you took it out? All of it?
How has your life improved since you've been in Gambia, Adam Summers? Adam Summers. Answer the question.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not the father.
La ilaha illallah.
Take two. How has your life improved since moving here?
Not attractive.
Oh my God.
That's the same answer that he said last time.
But I don't want to do all this editing.
Okay, delete it. We'll start over.
No, we're not starting over. We're picking up from here.
Okay. So, Adam, how has your life improved since moving here?
Not attractive.
Why can't you find another answer?
I don't even understand what he's saying, but whatever he's saying, he's just not answering, you know. He's not answering the question. He has no interest in doing this at all because he know he can't say how he really feels.
Okay.
Any other ways?
What shocked you about Gambia?
Say it louder.
What shocked you about Gambia?
The difference in culture and how the Muslims are allowed to be openly Muslim and not feel judged. Like here, it's normal to just see someone praying in the middle of the beach with a prayer rug and everything. And usually at prayer times, there's people doing that, you know?
Praying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that shocked me. That was a little bit weird for me, like different, because in America, you wouldn't just do that. You'd have to be like in your car somewhere.
Well, that's because America, this is how you can tell it's the adult influence in her thoughts. Because America is a Christian country. So why would you expect to see that in a Christian country? That doesn't make sense. Why would you expect to see Muslims openly doing that? I mean, you can see them because I've seen them on the beach when I go to the beach in Ohio, and I live in the Midwest. Now, when I go to the beach, I see whatever that is. Is it a beach or whatever they call it? I guess it's a man-made beach. But I've seen Muslims. I went to the beach with the Senegalese people. They had a big beach party, and I went to the big beach party. And you better believe when it was prayer time, they broke out and they started praying right there on the beach. So you can see that if you're with a Muslim population. But if you're not with the Muslim population here, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to see it. Well, you can go to the beach and see them if you're there. So to say that that doesn't happen, that's not true, because I've been with them when it does happen. But this, again, you can hear parents in this comment. This is not something an 18-year-old girl would just say. She had to hear people saying, you can't pray. Muslims don't pray openly in America. That's why we got to get out of here, because we can't be real Muslims. But real Muslims from Senegal are constantly coming here.
Staring into your window like, what's she doing? But here, people know what you're doing, and they're doing the same thing.
So it was a good shock or a bad shock? Okay.
Was it supposed to be a bad shock?
I'm just asking you because you said it was weird, so I didn't know if it was like a creepy shock or a good shock.
All of the above.
He's not answering that question.
Okay.
Give me that question. You'll
throw it in at the
give
end.
me that question.
Okay. Oh, how about
Look how he's looking around. I ain't seen him. Maybe one time he gave the mom eye contact. He acting like she ain't even there.
Gambia worse than you expected it to be?
No.
That's good.
What bothers you the most about them?
The trash.
We don't want to do this at all.
Do I have to
What bothers you most about Gambia is the trash?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to elaborate on that? Because the people over in other places that are not here, they don't really know what you're talking about.
Oh, my back hurts. But yeah. The trash, because there's no.
Okay, basically,
all right.
She was
That's
talking about the trash. How they don't have a trash system like a sanitary. What is it called? The department. They go and pick up the trash. Sanitation department. Their sanitation department in their cities is not up to par yet. They're still working on how they get with dispose their trash. Like when I was little, I remember we could burn our trash. So like once a week, I think it was Saturday, we had a big tin trash can in the backyard, and we would burn the trash. We would set the trash on fire. That was what we would do every Saturday, but as the city developed, they said, no, you can't burn the trash anymore. We have a good sanitation department now. Now we're going to come pick up the trash, pick up all the trash. So that's what Gambia is going through, trying to develop their sanitation department. And that's what she's saying she don't like about it.
My favorite things about being here too. Okay.
What do you like the most about Gambia?
I like how everything is easily accessible. Like I like how everything's easily accessible. Everywhere you want to go, you can either walk there or you can get local transportation that will take you there in a short time. It's easy.
Y'all look at this body language. Adam has no interest in this. I wouldn't even make my son participate in this. I wouldn't. I would have said, do you want to do it? If he would have told me no, I would have said, that's okay. I'll do it with the daughter, whatever her name is. You don't have to do it. But see, no, the clicks, likes, and views was more important.
To get places.
Mm-hmm.
Look how he did that. I don't even believe he did that. Look how he flicked that over there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow, he did not want to be there, y'all. He don't either, for real.
What's your favorite thing about Gambia?
La ilaha illallah.
Is it one of yours?
So the question was, what was your favorite thing about Gambia? We saw the response. We didn't hear the response because she said she had to cut the response out. And he said, is that what you wanted to hear? Wow.
La ilaha illallah.
Is it one of yours? What do you hate about it?
I'm laughing because you got
insects. Mashallah, God's beautiful mosquitoes love to eat. The time is right, and they will
Is it
come.
when there's a black government? What do you call black people?
You're acting up so bad.
How?
Because you
I'll let y'all know when it gets to be the hot season. Then we might be in the desert.
What do you call black people?
you're acting up so bad.
How?
Because you know I'm gonna have to edit that. You know,
Why?
because I'm not leaving that inside my video. Can you just
Say,
act
Nobody's
right?
gonna say that.
Just act right.
Just
Can
be like,
Adam put it?
like,
No, they are not gonna think that's cute.
oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
so think what life is like for Adam when the camera's off. If Adam gets scolded like this when the camera's on, what you think life for Adam is like when the camera is off?
You always talking about you just kidding. Adam, answer the question. What's your top thing you like about Gambia? Oh, you already answered it, but say it in a way that I can actually put in this video.
Black human beings smile without being shot in the head. George Floyd.
So are we getting into the Black Lives Matter?
Again, grown people putting things and thoughts in your head. 16 years old. See, this is when they was all running to Africa with the when that movement was going on and the whole police incident with him. You know, this is not something that a 16-year-old thinks about. All this, I don't like America. I don't know not one 16-year-old who sits up and say, I don't like America, unless he hear their parents talking about it. So she wanted to make sure she got that comment out there because she thinks this is showing that they're deep thinkers. But no, what it's showing is that you try to program your kids' thinking, in my humble opinion.
Because stuff just got real with this video. Come on, Black Power.
Black power.
Power to the people. Okay, so you're saying that basically the thing that you're happiest about is that you're free here in Gambia. There's not a threat. There's not a threat to your safety from you being black.
Do you want to?
That's because everybody is black, okay? But there is, as much as safe, Gambia does have safety issues, okay? And it's not that you're black, it's that they're going to look at your economic status. That's what makes you a target there. So to say you're not a target, that's a lie. You may not be a target because of the color of your skin, but you're a target, okay? You are a target. And so the fact that they're not teaching their kids that means they're not teaching them how to stay safe in Gambia. They're not telling them the truth, because if they were telling them the truth, they would know you are a target because you're a foreigner. That makes you number one target. So you got to be careful who you go around, who you deal with. Everything. You got to think about all of that. But they're not teaching them that. They're teaching them it's super safe and everybody loves you and it's kumbaya. Yeah. Only in America is where they hate you.
Move back to America.
Can you do it like a normal person? He's tired.
Do you want to move back to America?
No, I don't want to move back to America. I'm not saying that I want to stay here forever, but I would rather try anywhere else than to go back to America. But, you know,
What
it
people
is
are
what it is.
And why would she say that? You know, you notice that she didn't give you any reason why. She feels that strong. I would go any place else. other than the place that I know. And I'm only 18 years old. But don't give you a reason why. That's how you know it's planted.
Aaliyah.
Drive the forest. You know what to do.
Oh my God. This is my first time being in the mall here in Gambia. In America, just for their... It's such a beautiful day in Gambia, Africa today. Any advice for teenagers in America just for their mental health and spiritual well-being?
Quit that job, sis.
Quit that job, sis. Really?
Shut up.
Get that bread. Peace out. Let's go.
So that was their advice to the teenagers in America. Quit that job, sis. And do what? Walk around Gambia hungry. All right, so that was the interview she conducted with her kids, and that told us a lot. That revealed a lot. Unfortunately, the mother can't see what is revealed. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a clue what he's going through. Because for one, she's got a whole bunch of kids. So she got to spread her attention. She can't focus on the teenager. He going through all different stuff. The 20-year-old, she going through different stuff. And the kids is going through different stuff. And she just had a baby. So she really got to pay attention to that baby. African countries are as organized as European countries, but there are opportunities to make money and life is slower. It is a great experience for Black kids to grow up in Africa, but they need to be able to afford it. She's absolutely right. So the next video we're about to look at, we're going to look at this one about the, okay, we looked at that one. Now let's look at the 5 reasons why she says she loves raising her kids in Africa. She's saying it is the best thing ever, honey, that it is, it's just everything. It's just life. This is the best thing you could do for your kids.
Muhammad was born in the States, so at his first doctor's appointment, the doctor wanted to prescribe him vitamin D drops. I asked her what the vitamin D drops would be for, and she mentioned that most babies have a lack of sunlight, so they end up with low vitamin D levels. I left that vitamin D right in the pharmacy because I knew my baby was coming straight into the African sunlight in the motherland.
He's come. Oh, yeah. Mickey's there. Oh, my God. Mickey's in there. Let me do it.
I'm a mother of 9 and we're a Muslim family. So my number one reason for loving life here in the Gambia is to be able to raise my children with the morals and values that are most important to me and my religion. And my second reason would definitely be that Gambia is a safer place to live with less crime.
So we know that's a lie because we reported on all those women who passed away in Gambia. We've reported on all the robberies that we know about. The expats been committed against expats in Gambia. So we know daggone well Gambia is going through a developmental stage right now. And we know that there's been a surge in violent crime and property crime in Gambia. So the lie needs to stop that it's such a safe place. That needs to stop. To be as small as it is, especially to be as small as it is. But they're, like I said, if they're not telling us the truth, you think they're telling their kids the truth?
Salwa, nah. My third reason on the list is that it's easier to maintain a healthy lifestyle for my family. Although we don't eat healthy 100% of the time, I have no problem getting my children to love eating healthy foods. The Gambia is a lifestyle. The beaches here are so beautiful and therapeutic. Say cheese! Salwa! Look at that sun, mashallah. My friend Aziza recently moved to the Gambia with her husband and 4 children, and they have twin baby girls.
But see, this is what I tell you. What they do, encourage their friends to do it. More people come to Gambia with us. You come too. You know, not telling everything that they're going through, just the good stuff. You know, just to make it look good. Because we got to invite other people to come over here with us.
I have 4 sons. So my final reason, and reason number 5, is that I feel like my sons are safe in Africa. I don't have to worry about the racism or them living in a society that was built for their failure.
But she does have to worry about xenophobia, and she doesn't even mention that. She acts like that doesn't exist in Africa. What opportunity are they going to have over there? You think they're going to have a better opportunity than the boys, them young babies born, them young baby boys who are born over there? I don't think so, ma'am. I don't think so. Again, we're not being realistic. Parents that move out of the country are probably internationally trying to miss what, wait a minute. Parents that move out of the country are probably intentionally trying to miss what happens in America for their own good. Let's not paint Black American community life as the same as some kind of utopia. No, it's not a utopia, but it's not what they make it out to be. Maybe their Black American life is, but my Black American life was not. I had a pretty good Black American life. So, you know, when people try to make it seem like we all have these horrible Black American lives, that is not true. That is so very, very far from the truth. It depends on the quality of the hospital. You need to take your kids to visit their former country often. Yeah, like once a year. I heard period products are very expensive. T and K, they certainly aren't staying in the UK any length of time. The wife already has a family compound in the Gambia. Okay, they talking about that. Period products, not really expensive, but many young girls from poor families can't afford them, again, by expecting repats to be operating on their level. Where is the father of the kids? He's in the United States. And are they really making a positive impact on having not having the father around? Exactly. I heard healthcare is not good, especially in clinics. It's not. Okay, so let's see what the next one is. So now she's going to talk about the kids' favorite things. Now she's going to use her kids to tell us about why we should all bring our kids and move to the Gambia. So the little girl even says her whole name, her full name. But I'm not going to play that part because I'm not going to say the little girl. I don't want people to know her full name. So hold on one second. Let me get to where she's not saying her name. Hold on, let me get back to that. I think it was about right here.
Living in Gambia is that things that I like about living in Gambia is that we always see like a whole bunch of animals that we didn't see in America. We just see animals like walking around.
So she's a little kid. So she said, she told you exactly what she likes. She's a little kid. She's a little girl. Little kids like animals. So I get to live in a fun place because what did they say about 10 and under? It will have little impact because they haven't made those social networks yet. They haven't built those outside of their family. They really don't have real friends. They depend on their parents for everything. So she likes the animals. Of course, she's a little girl. Of course, she's going to like the animals.
Having fun, living their life in Africa. And we can go out and go to the shop by ourselves. We couldn't do that in America. And the last thing is, well, we live so close to our friends. Like some of our friends, they're like on the other side of our house or just behind our house. And a lot of different things that we like about Africa is we can go out without our parents and just live our life in Africa.
You couldn't go out without your parents in America?
No.
So do you think if you went back to America, you would be able to do what you're doing now and just go to the shop by yourself and go shopping?
No.
Why not?
This little girl is probably about, I'll say 7 or 8 on this video. That was 2 years ago. Okay. Why would you be sending your 7 or 8-year-old little girl to the to the store by herself? So she was probably 6. Who's sending a 6-year-old in the United States to the store by themselves? Nobody's doing that. Of course, that's not safe. Why would you even think to do that? So I didn't understand. I didn't quite understand that point, because I wouldn't even be sending my little girl this little to the store in Gambia by herself or with her little sister. I wouldn't be doing that.
I don't know. I think it's just not safe. I wouldn't even want to.
So you're going out right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to the shop to buy some lunch.
Have fun at the shop. Issa is going with you? You have to get your shoes, buddy.
It was like we had like this party. I went to my friend's house and I made African food. Chew. It's like this rice and chicken with vegetables. Yeah. I'm about to go to the market and go shopping.
It's not going to be perfect, no matter where you are, no matter what country you live in, what state you live in. It's never going to be perfect, but just showing that there's more to life, than living in America, and you can discover that and open up opportunities.
There is more to life than living in America, but you don't have to uproot your whole family and upset your whole life to realize that. You can travel to Africa every summer if you want to. You can travel to Africa as many times as you want to, but to uproot your children to have a new experience, I think that's a bit much. To traumatize your children, that's a bit much. And the fact that this young man, Adam, is going through all of this, and you need this. That's just a lot to me. That's a whole lot. And the fact that she doesn't even notice it, So let me show you this other one, okay? Let's look at this other one. What is the next one we're gonna look at? The simple life. After she's telling you how simple her life is now, honey, after she done moved to Gambia with these 9 kids and the lights go out every day. And I heard now the lights be out all the time because Senegal was refusing to sell them electricity at the same rate. They want more money, so they getting less lights. And she think this is wonderful for her kids to grow up like this. Okay.
So what kind of cake is this?
It's a crocodile cake. Put this down now. It must be bigger than the beak. Yes, dude. Mommy,
Come on.
it's coming our way.
You have ice cream?
Ice cream.
Salwa? Salwa, go get your ice cream.
Mommy, Andrew, you getting your soap one?
No, I don't think I'm going to eat ice cream today.
Sticker.
Nice. Who gave you?
It's from them.
What's his name?
Ice Baba.
His name is Ice Baba?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's a really good feeling to be eating the fruits and vegetables that are growing in our backyard garden. I recently started making a traditional Gambian dish from the sweet potato leaf, and it's called hakopute. All of these are sweet potatoes, the Gambian sweet potatoes that are growing in our garden here. Sweet potato leaves help lower cholesterol. They help regulate blood sugar. They also promote a healthy digestion, and they're good to support a healthy blood pressure. Salwa, come on. Where are you going to wash it?
At Glamdow's.
Okay, come on.
So he doesn't know any better. So he's growing up like this. So when he comes back to the United States, because eventually he's going to have to come back. Because remember, these houses, you only can live there for 21 years. And then you have to renew the lease. So when he's 21, and some of them will be teenagers, they're going to have to leave, or they're going to have to renew this lease. And it's just like here. When you renew your rent, you know how they up it? Of course they're going to up it. So you're going to have to pay more for the same place that you lived in for 21 more years if you want to stay. So if not, what are these kids are going to come back to the United States, to a place they know nothing about. Nothing about. Do you know what that's going to do to them? That's why they have these clinics, like recovery centers for these type of kids.
Why are you guys not tired? Does that mean you're in good shape?
Yeah.
And you're super healthy because you live in Africa and you walk all the time?
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. Okay, this is the geli geli that is going to take us to where we need to go. I'm coming. If you do move to Gambia or visit Gambia and you don't have a vehicle, you can take this public transportation. It's $50. 4 for 50?
Yeah.
Layla says for 4 people it's $50. So I like how easy the transportation system is here in Gambia. Even if you do have your own car, you can save a lot of money on gas. They call it geli geli. And we walked for about 15 minutes to catch the bus. And then you can either ride the bus, the geli geli, or you can catch a taxi. Going on a stroll through the forest with, what do I have, Aaliyah? 5 of my 9 children, mashallah. And we're going to check out this land. What the heck?
Now look how it's getting dark. Look how it's getting dark, and I just can't believe she walking out here with her kids in the dark. And it's getting ready to get dark.
Aaliyah, how old are you? 20 what? She left me! Get off of me! So do people live there?
Yeah. People leave. Yeah, and that has a road that leads straight to the land. The road is just outside of this land. This is someone's land we're entering.
Mm-hmm. This is a small village named Gunjur. It's in the countryside in Gambia. The easier transition for the children living in town made the first when we first moved to Gambia, because I feel like it made it easy to move to the countryside. I don't regret moving to the city first when we first moved to Gambia, because I feel like it made an easier transition for the children living in town made the recreational things a lot closer.
Hey, move your hand.
Grandma, mommy,
Stop running.
This is the hackle.
Now, see, this was shocking to me when she was making them eat like the Gambian way, like the traditional way that they eat. Okay. We don't eat like that here. So I was like really kind of surprised that she's not even teaching them nothing about our culture. Like, she's not teaching them how we eat dinner. This is not how you consume dinner in the United States. So when they come here in the United States and we don't eat communally, I mean, that's going to mess them up. That's like your basic skill is eating, that you teach your kids to eat. And she's not even teaching them. She's teaching them another culture. So they're Americans, but they're being taught to be Gambians, but they're really not Gambians. So that's what they call these kids. These are definitely right here. These are third culture kids. They're not Gambian kids. They're really not going to be American. They're American kids by passport, but they don't know anything about America. They live in Gambia, but they're really not Gambian. They're not African. And even the last one she had, they were all born in America. And the last one she had was even born in America. So let's finish this up.
Potato I made with the sweet potato leaf that's growing from our garden. I made it with Gambian pumpkin.
But you see this one? You see, they're using a spoon. This, I'll bet you this is one of the older ones. This is one of the older ones. You see what I mean? This is the culture right here. This is the culture right here. Culture with the spoon. I'm an American, and I know in America, I eat with a spoon. I don't eat with my hands. Here, the other two little kids, I'm African. I don't know nothing about eating with my hand. I eat with a spoon. I mean, I don't know about eating with a spoon. I eat with my hand.
Eat pumpkin a lot here in Gambia, and cabbage also. So our family does eat meat, although most of the time we eat plant-based meals, and we definitely started eating the Gambian traditional way where we eat together. We don't always eat that way. Sometimes the children just don't get along and we have to separate the plates because they're not exactly used to that. And it took us about a good year to be able to eat this way.
So see what I mean? They're not used to that. So of course they're fighting because we don't eat like that. But what did she say? It took a year. So she deliberately introduce this into their culture, to make this a part of their daily culture. Yes, especially she buy all the bread, because that's what I was thinking.
It's not safe to be out wandering around at night in America.
It's not safe to be doing that there either.
So happy.
Look at this. She thinks that's, look. This is the narrative they want y'all to believe. They want y'all to believe this is safe. I'm telling y'all, people. These people, how many people on here? 60-something people on here. 66 people on here. Let me tell y'all, all the 12 times I've been to Africa, I've never been outside with two women. That's ain't even two women. This is a woman and a girl going to the store at night like this. This is not safe at all. But back in Africa, to make you think, oh, it's not safe in America. It's not safe anywhere, people, to do that. It's not safe anywhere. Do not let your guard down. Do not believe these people.
Africa. One of our favorite things to do is sit and drink.
So they drink tea and they drink tea. They drink this tea, and again, she's trying to indoctrinate them into this culture, and they eat that bread, that tapalapa bread. Okay, so this is the one that we're on here to see now. Let me make sure I got them all. Yep, this is it. This is the finale. But this is the one that was just really showed you the truth, that they told the truth. They were hesitant, but they told the truth about how they felt about living in Africa. So let's get these comments, then we're going to read that. We're going to watch this last video, and then we're out of here. Feeding and caring for 9 kids is a lot in America. Exactly. Just think about doing their laundry, feeding them, schooling them, clothes. I can't even think about it. I'm tired already. But just think, she got Adam and the girl helping. They helping. Trust me. They're helping take care of those kids. There's no way she could do that all that by herself. No way. And she got little bitty kids. So I can't even imagine living in Africa with them little bitty kids. I don't blame them from going back home. I saw what was happening in the immigration there. Heartbroken. Okay. Hold on, y'all. I lost my place. Let me go back up here. Yeah, sure. I bet they got to babysit. I bet they got to cook for them. I bet they got to clean them. Everything. Excuse me. What does this one say? This one, Angela is saying, she says, oh Lord, raining in the house. Yeah, it was raining in the house. Oh, these are old then. Oh, these are about an hour ago. Let me go down here and come back up. Yeah, it was raining in the house. It was horrible. Oh, yeah, let me go down here and come back up. Couple more of you have got a soccer team. Heck no, it's definitely not safe being out at night walking around anywhere. You're right. Yes, you don't do that. Hi, I am Miss D. How you doing? You serious? You are serious. Black Americans, you don't have to eat off the same plate like Africans do. It's not your culture. No, it's not. So why is she trying to act like it is? See, that's going to confuse them. Because when they come back here, they're going to think they're supposed to do that. She said it took them a year, y'all, a year to get them to get used to that. That's a no-no, even according to my cousins, and they grew up there. There's no other woman with children at this hour. What you mean? There's no other woman with children. What y'all talking about? In the Gambia. Why do they need to go to the shop? Could she not send her son? Exactly. I didn't think about that. And then she says she had 4 boys. Why can't they go to the shop? Why she got to send them to the shop? Remember, the boys looked older than them, except for the 2 babies. These children are not eating well. Where's the protein? Exactly. They eat garden-based. We eat garden-based, just like Black Acres. They vegan, and they vegan until the rainy season is over, or they vegan until they get some money. Didn't I tell y'all that lady, y'all, this lady gave them money to build a road, okay? To buy, y'all know those red rocks that they use to cover the road with in Africa? Okay, this lady gave them money to build the road with those rocks, okay? They did not get rocks. They got red dirt. Red dirt. Soon as I saw that red dirt, I said, that's not rocks. And I thought, why are they going to make a road with dirt? I said, as soon as it rains, that red dirt is going to turn to red clay, and everything is going to stick in it. Now, look at Black Acres video and look at that road. They took that lady's money. That's what Black Acres do. They're liars. That's why they're suffering right now. Took that lady's money, called themselves taking a shortcut, and now look, like I said, mud. I am Miss D says, I always like to hit the like button on my way. In the virtual. Thank you so much. Yeah, beware of people who talk too much. Yes. Yeah, they need to know how to use knives and forks. Yes. And that's why now they have us eating lunch with our kids, right? I am so glad that I can eat lunch with them because, I teach them table manners. They don't have table manners. I can teach. I'm like, oh, good. Now I can teach the kids table manners because they're not being taught table manners. Like we were taught table manners at school. Because the way you eat at home, that is not the way you eat in public. And that's what I have to tell them. Because when we was little, no. The way we ate at home was not what you do in public. Even though we did have table manners for our house, but the table manners when you got up in public, they stepped up a little bit. Mainstream America's table manners are a little different than your table manners at home. And you need to learn that. And who's teaching them table manners? They're not even get taught the basic table manners. So when they get back to the United States and eat for a holiday, go sit down and eat for a holiday, they're not going to know what to do. Okay, we're going up this way. Enough already. So in the bush with the small children in the dark. No. You seen all that? She was broke last September. She claimed to be a millionaire by April. I'm like, okay. What? How she become a millionaire? She's back in Ghana having another one to use to take advantage of her. But you know what? I think her husband is in the tech field, and I hope he's not being affected by what's going on in the tech industry. The soil looks depleted. What soil you talking about, TNK? Yeah, she looks like, yeah, she likes to floss. Who y'all talking about? This is skeptical, places and spaces. She is slow, yet swears that at one, yeah, who y'all talking about that she made 80,000 a week. I think she talks about money to keep her ex from Ghana interested in her. Who are y'all? Okay, she is cooking. Like most people, like her, she is just needs to shut. True serum. I'm surprised that she can run a successful business. Predators everywhere. Okay. I would never have my son online plastered while I sat and laughed. What are y'all talking about? Welcome all. Thanks for liking the video. I used to feel sorry for her, but she's too negligent with her kids. No wonder she hates CPS. Oh my God. Okay, let me go back to this last video, y'all, because I told y'all what's about to happen to me. All right, so let's look at this last one. This is right now. These young men have grown. Adam is now 18 years old. These are Adam's friends. They're all from UK, United States, and I think one other country. All right, and they're telling how they feel. They're giving an honest opinion about how they feel.
Exactly.
You've been to Gambia for a year. Have you been to any other African country? So where did you move from? You moved from UK. Okay. Are you going back? Not going back to the UK? When? Adam, he's talking. All right. Why do you not? Do you like Gambia? You don't like it? Okay. Okay. So you're looking for another place to go that's not Gambia and not the UK?
I want to go to South Africa.
South Africa. So you want to stay in Africa? Okay. What did you find difficult with adjusting to here? The most difficult thing. There may be like several things, but what?
Getting around Gambia.
So like the Gully, do you take them?
Yeah, I took them, but I did not take them at first time.
Say it again.
I did not take them at first.
Oh, okay. So that's the main thing that you don't like.
Now this is something I noticed about him. I really felt for him because his accent is really different. This little guy is from the UK, but his accent is not like his. His is really thick. Now just think what a hard time this young man has getting people to understand him. And you see how he looks around when he talks. Like he looks down and he looks around. That's how you know he's not comfortable when he talks, because he's used to people saying, "What did you say? I don't understand you." You know, so he knows people don't understand his accent.
Transportation.
Think how that makes him feel, though. Think how that's going to affect your confidence as a young teenager developing into a young man.
Anything else?
Huh?
Anything else?
Is there anything else you want to say? Oh no.
Yes. Like I feel like people here depend on their family more than America. Like people are tighter. Besides that, that's the main thing.
How long have you been here in Gambia?
2 years.
Really? I thought your mom was here for like 5 years. That wasn't you guys?
Nah, but we came here before 2018 and then we left and came back.
Okay.
Came back 2020.
So you've been here 2 years straight.
Almost 2 years.
Did you have any friends?
And see, remember, that's what the study said. Remember, it said you have to depend on your family more. Remember, depend on your family, go closer to your family, or or either you go the other direction and you resent them. So in his case, what did he say? They depended on their family. He had to depend on his family more. The little guy from the UK, his issue, what did they say? The language barrier. The language barrier.
Here.
Not in the beginning, it was at school, finding my way around, and then randomly I just started connecting with people and found people in my circle who I hang around with.
Did you find it difficult to make friends here?
Nah, not really, because it's more of a social environment than where we come from. Like, it's just a mixture of people and you relate to.
Where do you prefer to actually live and stay? You prefer Gambia?
You can put yourself in a position that it's nice to be here, but you gotta act ready for that. I feel like economically it's better because your money lasts longer.
Y'all leave him alone. Who were raised in the U.S.?
For 16 years, and I've been here for 2 years.
You prefer here home or you prefer America?
I prefer America.
Yeah.
10 times.
10 times? Why so?
Here's not bad. It's just you have to have money. You have to have something going on. Yeah, like how you see how you in America you have everything going on, like a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Over
Yeah.
there's no schedule. You just wake up, do the same thing every day.
Oh, wow.
But if you have something going on, you're good.
Okay, so is it about like a work issue?
So that's what he means. Like here, we have schedules. We have every day we're doing something. He's so right. When you're in Gambia, and look at his eyes. He's so right. When you're there, you're doing nothing. You do nothing. You have to make up stuff to do. You have to make up stuff to do because there's no jobs like here. If he was here, he'd have a schedule. Like he's saying, he'd be working, he'd be going to school, he'd be doing something. There, he's doing nothing.
No, it's mostly because of work issues. But even like if what you call it, say if I had a high job over here, I would take it. But there's no high jobs over here. So that's why I rather wait till I go back and I make money and make my a business plan over here and start something going on here.
Okay, so you plan on going there to work and make money and then to come back
over here.
Start something.
And that's what I was telling you. That's what I'm telling you. Don't go over there like these people. This young man done sat back and watched people struggle over there and said, this is what they doing wrong. They coming over here and they don't even have no money. You need to go to America. You need to make money. Make your money. And if you want to have something over there, then have something over there. But you got to have money to have something over there. And we're not talking about a couple $1,000s. We're not talking about $20,000. We're not talking about $30,000. We're not talking about $40,000. You can run through that in no time.
Then here or there?
Here.
Here.
Yeah.
So as far as business, you wouldn't stay in America to start a business in America? But I thought you said you prefer there.
Yeah, I prefer there, but it's easier to make money over here. If you're your own boss, right, and you start a business, you're likely to be successful more here than over there. I prefer there.
And he's right. He's right. He is right because the United States economy is a developed economy, and it's hard to jump in to economy when it's already developed. Okay, there's retail. All right, when I had my online store, retail was like the worst thing to go into, but I didn't realize that. People were saying, no, that's a lie. I did realize it because people were telling me. I would do studies, and market studies were saying retail, you're going to lose money on retail because of retail. The way retail is just going dead now. Okay, you're not going to make money. You're going to have to sell your clothes at a loss to get them sold. There's too many retailers, so you got too much competition. Now, this is what the internet, the studies were telling me, all of them, but I still wanted to do a store because that's what I knew. And that's what I loved. Because before, when I was going to school, I was working in retail and I was working at a hospital. But I loved retail. I loved it because I loved the clothes. I loved seeing the latest trends in fashion and housewares. I loved all of that. So when I wanted to start this store wasn't successful. And I couldn't figure out why, because I had the latest clothes. I had nice clothes, but I continually had to put the clothes on sale and sell the clothes at a loss. Well, that's because the economy was developed. But when you go to Africa, those economies are developing. They're developing economies, so you can do more inside those economies. The market is not filled up. The market is wide open, and those are frontier economies also, which means you can gain a lot of money and you can lose a lot of money quickly.
There, because it's what you call it, everything's over there,
Because it's organized?
Yeah, it's not organized. Mm-hmm. It's because I'm younger too. Like, say if I was older, I would like it more than how I like it, how I don't like it here right now at this age.
Yeah, you're 18. Yeah. Adam Summers.
So look, Adam's grown up now, y'all. He's 18 now.
I should do an interview today.
What?
You got no excuse today, bro.
Yes, I do.
What? Name one.
I'm having problems.
Is he the only one that's having problems?
No, bro. I'm having problems.
All right, I'll make your life easy.
Yo, don't make his life easy because everyone else here struggle too. It's not that easy to take out a sentence and say it in front of the camera. It ain't.
But you did so good. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't do good.
I'll let you watch it, okay? What do you like about Gambia?
Wait. That nigga's a village. It was me, right?
What? Stop hitting me.
My friends and the peace.
Who?
The peace
Oh, the peace.
to do whatever you want to do.
Mhm.
Mostly.
All right. So, where do you prefer?
The Gambia or the America?
Did she just move his hand? Did she really just do that to him? Poor Adam.
Where do you prefer?
The Gambia or the America?
Gambia for money. And what? Gambia, but only if you have money. If you're broke, then you might as well just stay in America.
That he what?
Choose America.
If you were not,
To the flag.
go ahead, say the rest.
I ain't pledging no allegiance.
All right. So, if you were not able to go to America, work, save up money to come back here, if you didn't have that option, if you only had the option of staying here or staying there, which way would you go? Which route? You would stay there. Okay.
You see? Did y'all hear that? So if he said if you broke and you got the option to stay in Gambia or stay in America, where would you stay? In America. Because you know why? Because the economy is developed, so there's opportunities for me to go out and go work for somebody else to make some money so I can get on my feet and do my own thing. You see what I mean? You don't have that so much over there because the economy is developing. It's frontier. It's coming along, you know? So let's go back and finish.
What about you? Yeah.
Yeah, I stay there.
You'd stay there.
I'll stay. Definitely stay in UK. But you can't get back to UK.
All of them are vying for the camera right now, but they know full well.
You think?
So Adam basically admitting that he would stay in America if he had a choice. That made all the other guys feel comfortable enough to tell their truth, that they would stay there also. Let me go back.
Which way would you go? Which route? You would stay there. Okay.
And I want to see if she said it.
Staying there.
I ain't pledging no allegiance.
All right. So, if you were not able to go to America, work, save up money to come back here, if you didn't have that option, if you only had the option of staying here or staying there.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. The question was if you only had the option of staying in America or staying in Gambia. This is what she's asking them. Not if you were broke, but if you only had your choice was you got to stay here or you got to stay there. What would you choose? Look at his eyes, poor baby.
Which way would you go? Which route? You would stay there. Okay. What about you?
Look at the other ones. Y'all see how they look like? What? He said it? Because they ain't allowed to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stay there.
You'd stay there.
I'll stay in UK. Definitely stay in UK. But you can't get back to UK.
They all said they stay in the UK. Definitely stay in the UK.
All of them are vying for the camera right now, but they know full well.
You think they're lying? You think that? Wait, you?
I'm telling you.
Wait, you think they're lying?
So you're telling me you'd rather be on the couch by yourself in America than chill here with us.
I can deal with y'all ever if you don't have the money, but if you can't get home and get money. That's what she said. You can't get home and get money. You either can live there or live here. That's
You have to now later on and come back and take a break.
You have to think about what?
Metaphorically.
I'm saying just for metaphorically. From each of our perspectives. I wouldn't want to go back to America by myself. I don't have that many friends. I've been here in 3 years. I'd rather be here.
No, he said he doesn't want to go back to America. He doesn't have any friends. He hasn't been there in 3 years. Third culture kid. He's having a whole identity problem now. He said, these are my friends. I don't know nobody else but these people. I don't have nobody in America now. I don't know nothing about it because my parents brought me here 3 years ago.
So you have better friendships here then. Yeah. Yeah.
We have anything to do.
All right. So basically, all of y'all want to get out of here,
For the time being, yes.
except Sufyan.
No, I didn't say that.
She said, I didn't say that. She said, basically, all y'all want to get out of here for the time being, but they said they wanted to get out of there. Okay. So she's got to clean it up and say for the time being, which is they talking about when they retire, when they have all the money. So then they saying, yes, even the one who was trying to say no, they were lying because they wanted to stay with their friends. But like he was saying, but we can't make any money here. So what's the point of being here? He even says, yes, he want to go back.
What is it? That's not a curse word.
What's not a curse word? Type shit.
That's not a curse word. Is that not a curse word?
Because you know why? I be staying on business. I be staying on business.
I'm supposed to live with
I'm not saying that. I said, I would gotta be saying this. I've been saying I want flipping what I say.
Oh, is this your future plan, or is this just a good, or is this just a good idea for someone? Okay, okay, let's hear it.
Yeah, basically, what I want to do is like get maybe 3 to 4 properties in Gambia, so I can have them for rent, because that's basically this one. Because someone can wants to stay or a shop or something. So this is gonna be like maintenance. Is the only thing I'm really gonna do is maintenance, but I'll be able to get a steady flow income. People that are renting from me, and I could just live in my own apartment if I really wanted to. I could be chilling if I get mine.
But if
See, again, they're not telling these kids the truth. That's only for 21 years. None of them has mentioned the fact that you can only own these properties for 21 years. And you're not owning them, you're leasing them. I guarantee you they're not explaining to any of them who want to come back there and do all of this in a property that you're not going to own but for 21 years. And then all the money you put back into that property goes to whoever owns that land for real, because you're just leasing that land. I guarantee you they don't know this. For him to be talking about real estate and getting into real estate there, he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
you live in there, you can't make money from it.
No, I guess that's what I said before, like 3 or 4. And they might be apartment complexes, they might be compounds, might be shops. I'm not sure what they're going to be yet, but they're going to be something that's going to make a lot of money, inshallah.
We're inshallah. So you were not on your way to the U.S. as well?
I am next year.
So you plan to stay there long enough to build capital to do that?
I don't think I'm going to be coming back anytime soon if I leave. So when I leave, I'll come back for vacation, obviously. I'm going to be back for vacation. So.
He said, I don't think I'm coming back anytime soon when I leave. And he's leaving next year. You see? This is why I like research. Research don't have to lie. Now, back in the day, yeah, when they wasn't really checking and they was lying about a lot of stuff, yeah, they was doing that. But that's why you have to check it. That's why and that's what we doing. We checking it. We checking to see if what they saying is true. We checking to see what they saying is right. And these young men right here and Shelbini all reflected of what they thought those studies were saying. We can see it all in these groups of young people that we've watched so far. He said, I don't think I'm coming back. Because what are they going to do there? What are they going to do? In the culture they come from, you have a schedule. You work. You do things. You make money. That's a part of growing up, getting a job and making money. That's not what's going on with them in the Gambia. That will cause what? Depression and anxiety.
But yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to be there good, I don't know, 7 years, 8 years, just to make sure I'm like set for my actual life. I'll probably be back before then anyway, but like just to make sure.
So if you would stay there for 7 years, why wouldn't you just stay there?
I don't want to be in America.
You don't want to stay in America?
I'm about to go for America's a nice place and I like it better than Gambia in a way, but Gambia is ultimately the best place to come stay. Make more money, have more opportunities, and just freer.
The whole statements are contradictions because they know what their parents have put in their head. You don't like America. You're a kid, but you're talking about you when you get back there, you don't know when you're coming back to the Gambia. What is it that you don't like about America? Tell us so we'll know. Other than this George Floyd stuff that your parents have told you. You see the programming It's just not good to program your kids. Let your kids have their own thoughts, their own experiences. Let them be their own people.
You're not scared of dying. All that
Exactly.
Okay. A Bakari. What is the UK pretty safe? Y'all let him answer. Is it? You feel like Gambia is safer? Do you feel safer here? And you still want to go back? Yeah. You want to go back to the danger? Yeah. All right.
So they clearly know how she feels. So they clearly don't want to upset her by saying something negative about, being in Gambia. Because you hear her say, so you want to go back to the danger. So she's anti-leaving Gambia.
You want to go back? Most of your child.
They were definitely willing to say more off camera. Whenever I asked them what made it different,
they were willing to say more off camera. That means they don't want people to know how they really, truly feel, because they know from being in their households that they are not allowed to say how they really, truly feel about this expat journey. And that's really messed up. That is really, truly messed up. And that's why these young people suffer from depression and anxiety when we force them to go on this expat journey because we think it's going to be fun and exciting and new.
Difficult for them to transition here in Gambia. Some of the answers that I got was really like they go through something similar to what other foreigners go through when they move to America. So being made fun of, being teased and picked on for being different.
Being made fun of, being teased, being picked on because you're different. You take your kids to a whole nother country. They didn't want to say that on camera, but that's what they really go through. And thank you, Summers in Africa. Amina, thank you for doing that. Thank you for telling us exactly what they told you.
The African-American boys, they experience all of those things when they move to Gambia or when they move to Africa. They don't just fit in simply because their skin color is the same as the boys, that are born and raised in the country. Other things that they mentioned was a lack of relatability. Because the backgrounds are so different, they found it difficult to establish authentic friendships with the African boys from their same age group.
So just think, I just thought about that. So these young Black males have a hard time in America fitting in. They have a hard time here in this society. And daggone it, you take them, you tell them you moving them to Africa so you won't get treated differently. And you get to Africa and guess what? They're treated differently. And nobody ever told us until we watched this video. Thank you, Amina. Thank you, Summers in Africa. Thank you, young men, for telling us the truth. This is what you're doing to your kids. Like my grandma said, you're taking them from the frying pan and putting them into the fire.
And all of them basically admitted that, if it weren't for them finding each other, their lives would be very, very different. If you want to be a super subscriber, you can sign up for my...
That was sad. It was good, but it was sad. Because they said if they hadn't found each other, think what their lives would have been like. Every time I watch this video, I get filled up like I want to cry. Because, this is hard for... Boys don't talk like that, y'all. Boys don't get emotional and talk about feelings and friendship like that. Not teenage boys, not young adult boys. For them to do that, they're going through it. They're going through it. And again, she didn't have to share that with us. She could have kept the perfect picture painted, but she didn't. She told us the truth about how they felt. So that was the Summers in Africa, and that was her, the young guys, her son Adam, and his experience and his friends. And that was sad to me. That was, every time I watch that, I get sad. Charlie Cabone, what experience exactly? All the more reason that she makes sure that her 9 kids have the option to go elsewhere and become adults. Think how many kids will never have an experience like that, though They don't seem completely unhappy. Well, why would you want them completely unhappy? So we got to get them completely unhappy? I don't want my kids to be a little unhappy. A little unhappy can mess you up. So we don't want them to be, they don't look completely unhappy. A little unhappy is a little bit too much unhappy. These kids still dressing like, yeah, you notice that? That's that third culture kid. They don't know where they are. They know that, especially Adam. Well, no, all of them. Every last one of them. Look like they was going to play basketball. It's like they are hostages in a foreign land. Yes. That's how, exactly. Exactly. Of course they want to go back. They can't survive in the Gambia. They don't have the skills. And their parents have made no proper plans. Exactly. Kiki, their own walk in life. We only get one. Exactly. They don't have the dollars in their pocket they made themselves and don't know when that will happen. I know. There's plenty of AA men making it here. Yeah. And see, they don't even know when they're going to have no money in their pocket. So they got to ask their parents for every little thing. They're teenagers. Some of them is 20. Can imagine that, how they must feel. And they know they're not going to get no money no time soon. They're not going to have the opportunity to go to work and make any money anytime soon. They know that. They stayed because they are boys and probably felt a need to catch over and protect their mom and watch over and protect their mom. The way she got them, they're like kids hanging on the corner in the U.S. I already knew it watching the Bags kids. Why the hell she thinks her husband isn't, I don't know. I don't know why he's out there. You're right. That's the older folks seeking peace. At least go to the trade school in the U.S. They have no future there. No, they don't have no future in Africa. They have no future there. Can they get citizenship in the Gambia? It's hard to get citizenship in the Gambia. If you are not like just your parent, both of your parents are from another country, then you have to prove that you can. Well, this is Ghana. I didn't look into Gambia. That you are contributing to the development of that country. You know what I mean? And that's by employing people. That's by building stuff. You have to, and you got to show that over a period of time. So they don't give out citizenship like that. They're like a man without a country. Yeah, they are. That's what the expat. That's what the third culture kids are. It's like a nomad. They don't have a home. That is sad. I felt bad for them. Times have changed. Back in the day, even teens knew they could make friends. And these days, many of these teens, young adults, don't see making new friends possible. No. That was really sad that they get picked on, made fun of, seen as different. Same thing that happened here. And you tell them, oh, you're going to go to Africa. They're going to accept you. Everybody black. Everybody look alike. Ain't nobody going to judge you. Goodbye. And they didn't even want to say on camera what they really go through because they're embarrassed and ashamed of it. Their parents is the ones who should be embarrassed and ashamed. Are any of them seeking higher education? Have they graduated from high school yet? I don't even know. Again, I don't even know if they went to high school. Again, you need money for university, money to support kids while they work for someone else to get experience, the money to give them to start their own business. They don't have money for that. Why America? Why America? Join the military. Yep, join the military at 18, get a pension after 20 years. Yep, work for another 20 years. Do you know my friend did that? And get another pension from a job, then get Social Security at 62. Now do you know I got a friend who did that? And he is I think he was in his 50s. And then he got another job, y'all. He got another job When he told me that, I laughed so I couldn't believe him. He said, yeah. He said, that's all you got to do. And that's what he did. That's what he did. And he's absolutely right. That's why America. That's why America. Thank you. You are serious. Thank you. I wish I could screenshot that and put that on my community page. Is she guilting the grown children? I think so. I think so, honey, because she ain't got nobody to help take care of them kids. And you know, just like them women do here, they make the big kids take care of the little kids. Because you hear her tell Adam, hold the baby because she wanted to get in the water. She didn't ask him to hold the baby. She told him, here, take her. I want to get in the water. So that's what they do. And you could tell by the way he was holding her that they take care of the baby. 3 years is a long time in life for a young. It sure is. And to sit there and don't have nothing. And you, like you said, you ain't gonna even get nothing. You gotta wait for your parents to give you something, and your parents ain't really got nothing because they took everything they had to go to Africa, and now they struggling over there because they ain't got no money coming in. Wait, why aren't these kids in? Because they don't have any money for that. In my opinion, teens really want to leave their home country for peace. Peace is what exactly. I'm telling you, their parents are putting this in their head. Her son doesn't feel he has the connections in America to go back. Yep. Feed off each other. He keep looking at her, don't want to say anything to upset her. You notice that too, Jam Jars? Didn't want to say nothing to upset her. Yep, you see when she smacked his hand down? Then their kids are gone with the high school. When their kids are done with high school, they should be sent back to the U.S. for college or going to the university like the Africans do, right? But these moms haven't made these kids plan. No, exactly. They probably don't. I don't even think they graduate from high school for real. He doesn't like Gambia. No, he don't like it. He likes nothing. They're Muslim, and I get the feeling from the little I've seen that she's not the only wife. Not sure why she has so many kids. And you know, when I was watching that, I was getting that feeling too. Because I was trying to be like, why is she over there by herself with all these kids? And then my little boy said, because she's Muslim and he has another wife in the United States. And I'm like, what? So she goes to Africa with her kids and the wife stays in America. The other wife stays in America. But we don't know this. We're just guessing. I'm going to do some self-research. LOL. Out of the mouth of babes. He's very intelligent. I don't watch her channel, so I'm not sure why her husband isn't there. He said he worked, but he used to be there, y'all. I watched her when she first came on, and he used to be there. He works online. I thought he was some type of tech person, okay? And then I quit watching it because I was like, oh, they're not going to be real. They're going to be fake. They're going to make sure everything is perfect, and I don't want to see this. So I quit watching, and then I watched every now and then I saw the husband was back in America, and I was like, well, why is he in America and she's in Africa with all them kids? So I didn't understand that at all. After the first month, these kids they don't have nothing to do. After the first month, honey, probably after the first 2 weeks, she left her husband in the U.S. That's interesting. I wonder if she left him for good. She didn't. No, she was just there. She didn't want her man with her. No, Miss D, she was just there. She just had another baby by him. She just got back. She comes back to the United States to have her kids. But it don't seem like she come back to visit like that, though. But I haven't seen it. She might. I don't know. I'll take that back. I really feel bad for these kids. I do too. These teenagers feed off each other. They dare to be different. Yeah. Can you believe that? The woman's content is not organic, too contrived. Yep. These boys are the escapes club. Her husband is still in the U.S. 9 kids in her. Yeah, that's 10 people. Oh my damn, 9 children. Hell, yes, it would break your pockets. I came in late. I had no idea she got 9 kids, honey. That's great, Kiki. Eating with your kiddos at school, also a great way to teach them. Yes, and that's what I do. That's exactly, and we have conversation. You know what I mean? I teach them how to have dinner conversation. I teach them how to use their indoor voice when they're having dinner conversation. You know, how to not talk with food in your mouth, how to wipe your mouth. Yeah. How to sit on your bottom and eat and not stand up and not run around and not yell across the room and not just throw oranges or apples or bananas across the room. Yeah. I love it. I didn't think I would love it that much, but I really do. It would be expensive. Yeah, it would. For 9 kids here, you know it would. That looks like a village, the village woman do. Go out at night, not much and not in such isolated areas. Yeah, this is crazy, honey. Vegan till rainy season is over. It's true. They getting older. Being vegan is actually helping them live longer. Honey, they vegan till rainy season is over, okay? Watch and see, and you're going to see them chicken wings again. Rick eat about 20 chicken wings by himself, them wing dings. They love them. The freezer be full of them. Y'all know when they just be eating them hot wings? Oh, my gosh, she be making hundreds of hot wings. Bags eating that crop. Yep, they eating that crop now. They don't have a choice. How much does meat cost in Africa? I don't know how much it costs. It wasn't that expensive to me, but remember, I had dollars. So I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I wasn't paying attention to how much it costs. Yes, they have lots of crime. She's lying. Yeah, she is. They can't afford meat. I don't think Rick and Cynthia can afford meat because it is expensive. But I wasn't paying because I know what I want. That's why I have my own money, honey. Because you're not going to tell me what I can eat and what I can't eat. No. I don't play like that. So I have my own money. So I don't know how much it costs. I just know what I want and what I want, that's what I get. And that's why, like I tell the girls at school, you got to learn how to pay the cost to be the boss. And you should see how they look at me. They look at me like, okay. That's why you got to learn how to read so you can be the boss. You control your money. You know, you make your own decisions. Right. Reading is that's why reading is fundamental. It's fundamental to being economically independent. And you need that. So you can have what you want. That people ain't grown. You're grown. People don't have to tell you what you can eat, what you can't eat. Oh, I'm sorry. I understand teaching your kids to appreciate things, but good gracious, this is ridiculous. It is, isn't it? She's just fronting for Islamic life. Islamic life. Oh, y'all, I'm getting sleepy. Y'all hear me? I can't even talk. Can't even talk. Y'all see what time it is? She's just fronting on Islamic life, fronting sustainable living because she's broke. It's hard because I know it is. I'm doing well at Kiki. How are you? I'm good. You sound like you have a cold or a sore throat because I've been talking a lot. This week I had to talk a lot because, we don't start the actual curriculum to next week. So I had to talk a lot this week. I've been talking a lot. And my throat is just dry from that. And you know what? I did feel like I was catching something. So I'm taking vitamin C and drinking my ginger tea because, little kids keep stuff. That's a cheap way to feed 9 kids and have them eat in one. It is. She right. We ain't stupid. We are not stupid. That is the cheap way to do it, though, because the little kids ain't going to eat that much. Their little hands is little. They ain't going to take that much. Couple more and you got a soccer team. That's what y'all was talking about. Heck no, it's definitely not safe being out at no. Okay, so we got all the comments. So next week We're gonna start with Black. We're gonna end with Black Acres. They should be the end. Yeah, that's what I need. You right, jam jars. Some cough drops. Yes. Okay, good. I'm gonna get some of them. I forgot about that because oh Lord, this and remember I've been off all summer. I haven't been talking like I haven't been teaching. I didn't do summer school. Remember, I haven't been talking like that just on YouTube, and I wasn't doing that every day. So when I went back and I had to talk, I've been talking all day, every day. Lord, I wasn't used to that. Half a keg, is that a keg of chicken with wings? Is a Delasi 80, about $1.16. So what is that, like one chicken leg, y'all? 1 pound? One. That's how much it costs here. See what I mean? You are serious. That's how much chicken costs here. That's what I'm telling y'all. It's expensive. It's expensive. That's why I was mad over there. I'm like, what? What? I mean, it was ridiculous. Gambian prices, it was ridiculous. So this is about what we pay here. So it is expensive. Her husband must be paying bank insurance alone. Okay, y'all. So next week, I think hubby took off to keep her there, throw a few hundred a month, and her organic life. Yep. Well, if you're right, that's the best argument I've heard against polygamy. What y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? Oh, yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. And please like the video, and please be sure, if you think about it, to think about it like Stephanie says. If you consider, please consider subscribing to the channel. All right. So I think I got all the comments. Let me see if there's one up here. I'm about to start yawning. Oh my God. Can you imagine what the locals think of the parents? They aren't getting these education. No, exactly. What's it worth if you die around 60? Just playing. What is it worth if you die? What is what worth if you die around 60? It'll be messed up. What you saying? You ain't gonna get nothing. What can a 20-year-old do? The wages are extremely low there. Exactly. Exit Africa, who lived in the Gambia, I think the name is correct, said her kids were bullied before she returned. And you know who else said that point of view? Harmony from Family Exodus. She said that, remember? She said they were bullied. And I remember Gambia Nice, he showed a video. He was looking at some property in Paradise Estate. And he showed, and on the video, these Gambian kids was messing with this little African-American boy. They was beating him up so bad. The Gambian Nice went over there and said something. He told him to leave the little boy alone and play nice. Don't treat him like that. You know, but I was like, wow, they are really, because they can rap. The little Gambian boys they rough. They real rough. They ain't got nothing on these little American black boys. The little American black boys ain't rough compared to the little Gambian boys. The little Gambian boys was rough, and they can wrestle. This little boy didn't know how to wrestle, and they was putting him all in all kind of headlocks. It was bad, and he had to go over there and say something. If you ever get a Cash App account, be sure to add your description that way you won't have YouTube taking huge portions. LOL. You deserve all the donations. Oh, thank you. Exit Africa, who lived in the Gambia. Okay, we said that one. Yeah, we said that. Nice response, Kiki. If you want to support her broken life, you too can be a super subscriber. Young, successful Gambian men, their age would be, yep, she's right. They wouldn't be looking for no job or thinking about no money. They would be at the university. She's absolutely right. Or working for free at the family business. Yep. Friends or family's business. She's absolutely right. Thank you, Miss D. LA Sunshine. Hey. Okay, so I think we got them all. All these reasons she should be. Okay. So next week, we are going to start with, we're going to wrap up with Black Acres of the Gambia. We're going to look at their 3 kids, their 3 youngest kids that they brought to the Gambia. Okay, we're going to look at James. We're going to look at Ricky Denise, and we're going to look at Doug, better known as Raheem. We're going to look at that and look at what this expat syndrome, if in any way it has impacted them. So our case study next week will be Black Acres of the Gambia. All right, y'all, thank you so much for joining me. I'm about to start stumbling over my words. I can tell because I'm sleepy. And we're about to get off of here. So I will talk to y'all next week. And again, thank you for joining me early. I will see y'all next week. Have a great evening. Oh, wait a minute. Charlie got something to say. Charlie says, I was responding to You Are Serious comment. Going overseas ain't cheap. They'll have experience, others don't. But I guess we all have experiences that differ. And that's true. All right. And on that note, we are out of here. I'll see everybody next week. And y'all have a great evening.